Olá, boa tarde, pessoas da internet. Estamos aqui para mais uma live da Bia Joga, né? Eu me chamo Bia Guerra e estamos aqui para ver o evento Call of Duty Next. Tá todo mundo falando sobre esse evento e eu vou assistir o evento com vocês. Certo? E eu tô bem ansiosa. Olha o tanto de gente assistindo. Tá com contagem aqui do lado. Por que pra mim tá parecendo uma propaganda? Deixa eu ver, o Lucas mandou um áudio pra mim aqui.
Não tem erro, Bia. Coloca o nome do evento, Code Next, no título e mais alguma coisa que tu queira colocar. E vai aparecer sim. Tá? Eu tô ajeitando as coisas que não quero esperar mais, mas eu vou ficar com a tua live e a tua aberta. E tô ouvindo vocês dois falar ao mesmo tempo aqui, vou tentar. Eu vou ficar falando.
Eu tô aqui na minha live, mas eu também tô com vontade de assistir a live do Iron. Eu tô ansiosa. Até pela live dele eu tô ansiosa. Tu tá com raiva, amor? Tu vai querer mais café? Oi! Depois do evento vamos jogar? Também tô ansioso. Salve, Bia. Oi, Underfitted. Manda no grupo do WhatsApp, Bia, pra eu entrar. Eu tô assistindo a live do Iron. Pode assistir. Assiste a live dele. Pode assistir a dele. Também, né? Deixar a minha aberta assim no celular e vai ver a dele na televisão. Eu tô mais ansiosa pelas coisas do Warzone 2 e do Warzone Mobile, sabe? Porque eu sei que eu acho que eu não vou jogar o MW2. Eu acho que eu não vou jogar o MW2, que é pago e tal. Live do Ayrton, né? Do Ayrton joga. É isso aí, Jardesk. Tipo assim, eu tô ansiosa pelo que é gratuito, entendeu? O que for gratuito, eu tô dentro. Salve, Cubix! Eu tô feliz que vocês estão aqui. Nossa, que bom. Vai jogar nem a beta, ou eu não consegui o código. Os códigos que o Iron conseguiu não dá certo pra mim, porque eu sou do PC, infelizmente. Tá certo. Já já tô aqui. Tá certo. Qualquer coisa tô no lobby. Beleza, beleza. A gente joga umas 2 partidas depois do evento. Pergunta para o Iron se essas keys que vão dar é somente para beta ou se é key do jogo mesmo. É somente pro beta, exatamente, só pro beta. Ele tava me explicando ontem. E o meu inglês não é tão bom quanto o do Iron. Já aviso isso. Eu vou assistir aqui porque eu entendo algumas coisas e algumas coisas eu consigo falar, mas eu não tenho inglês tão bom quanto o dele. E eles falam muito rápido, né, também. Sim, vou jogar, exatamente. Se for liberado o beta pra PC, eu vou jogar sim. Se Deus quiser. Eu espero conseguir jogar. E é isso, né? Deixem o like, tá, gente? Eu não sei se vocês vão continuar, mas deixem o like quem chegar, tá bom? Você ajuda muito deixando o like. Salve, Iago Caos. Tudo bom?
I'm not excited for. I think, honestly, being able to see a lot of people who played online together finally in the same area, after everything that's gone on and being able to get back together,
Ela tá
like,
dizendo
that's going to be a really fun time for people
espera
to be able to like
que abrace
see
o
each other
máximo de
across
pessoas
the way.
possível online
Now, there's a lot
jogando.
happening. There's a lot being revealed. You guys are getting that
Eu acho que esse
inside
momento é
scoop on
muito
it.
de
We've got Warzone 2.0,
representatividade,
we've got
né?
multiplayer, so much going on. What is your game? What is your game on COD? You know, what are you looking forward to?
So I'm a huge multiplayer search and destroy
Ela
fan.
gosta do
so a little
multiplayer.
bit different than
Ela
most people
perguntou.
here. They play mainly Warzone.
Oi, Lucas.
Not that great at Warzone, but search and destroy, quickscoping, that's my thing.
Okay, we love to hear that. And what about you?
Also, search and destroy. That's how we met.
Elas gostam do
so-
search and
Yeah.
destroy, né?
Search
Que é
and
aquele
destroy all
procurar
day.
e destruir. Ela, tipo assim, aquela loira perguntou qual jogo que elas gostam do Warzone, aí elas falaram qual é o modo que elas gostam do Warzone, que é aquele modo Search and Destroy. Que é um modo que eu gosto também, e tem no Warzone Mobile, eu jogava muito no mobile esses modos assim, esses modos bem aleatórios. Obrigado, Jardesk. Salve pra todos que estão aí, tá? Muito obrigado. Lembrando que essa live aqui, quem pediu foi a galera do chat ontem, viu? A galera do chat pediu pra fazer live. E aí estou eu aqui fazendo essa live pra vocês. É, localizar e destruir é difícil demais. Tu acha difícil? Eu gosto desse modo. Eu gosto. É tipo a Deep Web do COD. Por aí, né? Mais ou menos, é tipo a Deep Web do COD. No Warzone Mobile, no COD Mobile, né, que eu joguei, tem todos esses modos assim. É, procurar e destruir, tem aquele que você é um objeto, aí a pessoa tem que te caçar, tem que te achar. Tem cara muito cracudo lá, tem demais. É, pois é, se o... Né, Thiago? Se o Iron tá fazendo live e eu também, quem é que vai fazer a comida? Ninguém, não tem ninguém pra fazer a comida. É tanto que ele tava mandando eu fazer um café pra ele agora, pedindo, né? Tava pedindo pra fazer café. Só que eu tô aqui, eu não vou fazer o café. Eu botei a água lá e aí ele teve que fazer o café dele. A comida, eu não sei, em algum momento a gente vai ver. Eu vou ter que ver, né, a questão da comida. E ele claramente não tá conseguindo nem pensar em comida. Olá, boa tarde, meu anjo. Boa tarde pra você também, meu amor. Obrigado, viu, por aparecer aqui. Lele, maravilhosa. Oi, o Alexandre! Ih! Ó, pré-order and get open beta. Early access. Como é que faz pra conseguir o beta? Além de ter o código. Porque, tipo assim, o Iron não conseguiu o código pra mim. Oi, Ben Souza. Tudo bom? Pede iFood, mais prático. Boa tarde, Bia. Oi, Carlos. É, pode ser. Pedir um iFood, algo assim, é uma boa, né? Gastar um dinheirinho com iFood. Melhor. Eu tenho um arroz pronto aqui e tal. Tem umas coisinhas aí. Eu acho que dá pra completar com iFood. Já já eu abro aqui o iFood e peço uma comida. E qual é o modo de vocês favorito do Warzone Mobile, gente? Vocês viram que a mina tava perguntando pra outra, né? Qual era o modo preferido do jogo, o que é que ela gostava de jogar. E de vocês aqui no chat. Quem estiver chegando agora, dá o like, por favor. Dá aquele like lindo que vocês sabem dar, aquele like.
So of course here for Modern Warfare 2, so many different things that you're going to be able to test out here today. What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm most looking forward to find out more information about Warzone 2 and the future of the franchise. I think that Warzone
Ele
has
tá
really
procurando
helped
mais
adapt
informações,
to
o
a
óbvio, né?
casual audience,
Ela perguntou o
whereas
que
the
ele tava
CDL's been growing the
procurando
more
nesse
competitive
evento, o
side
que
of
ele
things.
buscava mais.
And I just want them to see them, you know, be able to refine it, come in with Ricochet this time, not have any of the issues we did with Verdansk, and really be able to, you know, just hit the ground running this time.
As we look ahead to Warzone 2, do you have any favorite memories on Warzone?
On Warzone 1, oh yeah, I have some great ones. The end of Verdansk was...
Tá perguntando agora sobre o primeiro Warzone, né? Mas antes ele estava falando que estava procurando novidades sobre o Warzone, procurando um novo jogo que fosse melhor e tal.
Probably one of my favorite things. I did my first subathon. It was 7 days straight, and we covered the whole thing from the Easter eggs and all the things that told us what was going to happen to seeing the nuke actually explode. And I don't know if anybody keeps up with Modern Warzone, but I had been saying since Verdansk came out that it was going to be blown up by a nuke. So to see it happen was just euphoric for me.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see if your predictions
Ele
come
tá
true.
procurando mais easter eggs, está procurando que seja um jogo diferente, mas com coisas do passado, né? E se for assim pra ele, já vai ser perfeito.
For this next game.
Viu uma pergunta aleatória? Como o Airinho conheceu o Will? Pois eles moram longe. Olha, essa pergunta nem eu sei responder. Eu acho que ele conheceu pela internet, pela live. O Iron assiste muita live, entendeu? Se eu morasse, iria fazer o almoço e levar comida pra vocês. Ai, meu Deus, o Lucas é muito fofo. Existe gente fofa assim ainda no mundo? Eu fico passada com a fofura do Lucas. Obrigado, Alexandre. O Alexandre tá dando um suporte aí, né? Mostrando as coisas que a galera sempre pergunta sobre PC. Então, o que vocês esperam do Warzone 2, né? A moça tá falando o tempo todo sobre isso, né? Perguntando como é que vai ser, o que as pessoas esperam. Tipo assim, esse evento é sobre isso, né? É sobre o que vai ser o Warzone 2, o que vai ser o Warzone Mobile, o que a gente pode esperar do MW2, o que a gente pode esperar, né? Pra tudo isso que vem agora. Tá todo mundo fazendo live sobre isso, tá todo mundo ansioso, né? Eu tava vendo no YouTube agora.
Obviously, new iteration of the game. We're expecting so many different things coming out to play here. Yeah. What do you expect out of this new game? What are you looking forward to?
Ela acabou de perguntar, o que você espera desse novo jogo do Warzone?
Looking forward to the Call of Duty polished feel you expect, especially from Infinity Ward. I think that was my favorite part of Modern Warfare 2019. Was just how smooth everything felt. I love the field upgrades. I'm wondering if they potentially added any more.
Eu não tô entendendo muita coisa,
and at the end of the day, they've already teased earlier today the brand new Gunsmith 2.0.
Quem tem o inglês aí melhor no chat, fala aí pra
crazy
mim.
weapons we can come up with. I cannot wait to just lay the smackdown on all the Call of Duty League pros that are here. They're all absolute noobs. I'm looking forward to today.
E aí, alguém entendeu? Eu entendi que ele quer muitas coisas novas, assim. O dele eu achei mais complicado de entender o que ele falou. Sim, sobre o Will, né, Iago? Sobre o Will. Eu acho que o Iron viu uma live do Will, alguma coisa assim, Amor! Amor! Ele tá ali traduzindo. Exatamente, traduzir simultaneamente é muito difícil. Eu consigo entender algumas coisas, mas pra você traduzir exatamente o que a pessoa tá falando, é muito difícil, entendeu? Que eu posso entender, mas na hora de passar pra vocês... O Iron também tá ali tentando, tem coisa que ele entende, tem coisa que não, ele tenta fazer simultâneo, né? Mas de qualquer maneira tá todo mundo no mesmo barco, né? Porque todas as lives vão fazer dessa forma, né? Vão tentar traduzir simultaneamente. Então eu não tô tão pra trás assim, não. Ó, streamers americanos, né? Que são bem conhecidos. O Iron assiste live da maioria desses caras.
MW2, the name itself has so much hype around it, and it's just so exciting to play a game. Infinity Ward is my favorite company to make the game, so.
Ele tá muito ansioso pra jogar o jogo logo. Eu acho que ele já jogou, na real. Tá dizendo que vai jogar ainda, mas...
Okay. Anything you'd like to add? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm super excited. This is the first Call of Duty event.
Like Bia said, this is our first ever event, so this is really new to us. Really exciting. I don't know what to expect, but
Peraí, pausa. Como é que a mulher bota os dois homens pra falar ao mesmo tempo, gente? Aí a gente fica escutando a voz dos dois e aí a gente fica confusa, eu não consigo traduzir nada.
I'm just ready to play, you know what I mean?
Any favorite memories from the original Modern Warfare 2 that anyone wants to share?
I remember the first nuke I ever got was on the map Estate, and I was hyped.
Ela tá perguntando qual memória, né? Qual foi a memória que ficou desse Warzone primeiro. Ele tá falando do primeiro cara que ele...
13 years old.
Que ele tinha...
Silence ACR going crazy.
Do primeiro código que ele jogou quando ele tinha o quê? 13.
I didn't play it either. I went back and played
14 anos?
it was already too late.
Não.
It can be a more
15,
recent
né?
memory. I'll tell you what though.
I was a campaign guy.
All right.
Campaign boy. I was campaign. I played campaign. That's what I did.
Well, I do know we're going to have a kick-ass campaign coming in. So what do you
Live
expect
todos
out of
os
the
dias, galera.
campaigns?
Se
If you're a
inscreve
campaign
aí.
guy, what do you
Se
look for?
inscrevam no
I don't know,
canal
I
se
just played
vocês
the missions for
quiserem.
fire, so I just want fire missions again. I ain't gonna lie. Wasn't that the one we had to crawl and be secretive and stuff like that too?
I always love the sniper missions where you
Yeah,
gotta
that's what
be
I'm saying. Like, it was really dope.
I love that. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to waste any more time. Go enjoy
mulher
it.
linda, né? Essa
Get
menina
on
que
the
tá
sticks, and
entrevistando.
we'll catch up with you later to see how you feel about it. Thanks, guys.
Tá apaixonada aqui. Oi, Jéssica Louquinha, seja bem-vinda. Se inscreve no canal e dá aquele likezão pra ajudar, se você quiser, meu amor. Às vezes eles falam muito rápido, não dá tempo nem de traduzir tudo. Dá não, só dá pra traduzir o mais importante, assim, mais ou menos. Tu e o Iron tem que jogar junto, nunca isso acontecendo. Gente, pode ser, um dia eu posso pedir pra gente jogar junto aqui. Vou tentar. Que a gente consiga jogar junto aqui. Né, Jardelski? Eu tô nervosa aqui, sei lá. Vocês ficam nervosos quando começa uma coisa assim? Quando vê uma coisa nova, assim, pro jogo? Sei lá, eu tô nervosa, de verdade. Meu coração tá assim, ó, acelerado. Então, tipo assim, gente, será que vai ser tão bom assim? Será que... Como é que... E agora? Sei lá, eu tô, tipo...
Alright, well, we get to see multiplayer and Warzone 2.0. What are you expecting? What are your big expectations from this new iteration of Warzone?
De novo a mesma pergunta.
I'm excited to see the map. With Caldera, there was a lot of like elevation, and I liked.
Ela tá perguntando a mesma coisa. Qual a expectativa pro novo, né? Ele quer um novo mapa. Ele não gostou de Caldeira, basicamente.
Verdansk, how it was like a lot of buildings. So I'm hoping to see a lot of like buildings for like building fights because I'm a close range player. So that's
ele
what I'm looking
jogador de close range.
Forward to.
Ele continuou falando, mas eles cortaram. Assim, basicamente ela vai fazer essa pergunta pra todo mundo, tá? Todo mundo aí quer aparecer. Cadê a Zoe? Menina, a Zoe tá por aí. Ansiedade de milhões. Me inscrevi. Obrigado, meu amor. Porque não notificou ainda aqui. Toda vez que alguém se inscreve, notifica. Mas já notifica aqui. Olha a Zoe. Zoe! A Zoe tá por aí. Comeu frango agora de manhã. Botei franguinho pra ela. E ela tá nem chuiu pra mim mais. Gente, é isso, ansiedade de milhões, eu tô. E vocês, eu quero saber de vocês, como é que vocês estão. O Iron tá voltando ali pra dar pra ver, pra traduzir direitinho. Porque tá difícil realmente traduzir tudo aqui. Gente, eu e o Iron, a gente dormiu tardão ontem, porque a gente ficou pensando como ia ser esse evento, como é que vai ser o jogo. E se não for bom, se a galera não gostar, tipo, vem um monte de coisa na cabeça da gente, entendeu? A gente fica nervoso. Minha esposa adora ver a Zoe invadindo a câmera tua e do Airinho. Ai, que fofa! Ai, eu também amo ver a Zoe assim. Ela só não tá assim agora porque ela tá de bucho cheio. Aí quando ela tá de barriga cheia, ela fica longe. Quando ela tá com fominha, quando ela tá meio assim, precisando de proteção, ela fica pertinho aqui. Inclusive, ela queria dormir com a gente ontem, só que não dá, entendeu? Bora, Bia! Bora, gente, bora todo mundo aqui, vamos... Vai começar agora. Ai, meu Deus, vai começar. Todo mundo ansioso. Pronto. Começou.
We're a team.
Tô hypada.
All of us. Let's go get them.
Begins now. Lembrando, gente, que eu ainda tô rouca, né? Eu acordei há pouco tempo, porque eu fui dormir muito tarde. Faz uns stories do Insta falando que você tá em live, Bia, aqui no YouTube. Eu vou fazer. Vou fazer aqui. Fiz aqui, eu vou só editar aqui.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Call of Duty Next. I am Johanna Ferris, the General Manager of Call of Duty, and I am thrilled to help kick off
Ai, vale, meu Deus, eu
truly
saí aqui sem
significant
querer.
moment, not only for the highly anticipated upcoming release of Modern Warfare 2, but a very significant moment for the future of the entire Call of Duty franchise. You see, over the last several years, we've experienced explosive and dynamic growth, and we've learned a ton along the way. And those learnings have fueled our ambition to deliver a wholly new, elevated player experience, one focused, of course, on delivering more fun and innovation, but also state-of-the-art tech advancements built to support a more connected Call of Duty community than ever before. So just know that what we shared today across Modern Warfare 2, our brand new Warzone 2.0 experience coming later this fall, and our designs to bring Warzone to mobile for players on the go are all certainly big news, but it's just the first chapter of a very bold, long-term vision that we carry to take Call of Duty to even higher heights in the years to come. Ultimately, though, we know that you, our players and fans around the world, will be the judge of all that, and it's why we are thrilled to be doing this on the eve of our Modern Warfare 2 beta, and to be here live in person with more than 200 of the biggest streamers and creators in all of gaming. They will finally get their hands on the true star of the show, the gameplay itself. So let's get right into it. It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce alongside me Patrick Kelly, co-studio head of Infinity Ward and the executive creative director of Call of Duty. Pat, welcome.
Tudo é verde, né? Eles escolheram a cor verde, colocaram aqui a mulher usando verde também.
It's so exciting to
É
be
a
here
cor
with
do
all of
nosso
you.
novo COD.
It's been such a journey to get to this place. You know, on the franchise, I always get asked by people, or regularly get asked by people, what are the areas you focused on improving, or what are the areas you innovated on?
Olha isso, gente, eu queria estar lá.
We worked on improving and innovating on every area of the game. It always comes back to gameplay. Gameplay is king. But I could go on and on. Things like
o Aero assiste muito a live desse cara,
like
muito mesmo.
Team Deathmatch, We've got an all-new mode in DMZ
Meu celular
that has large player
é
counts along with massive player counts of AI. And it goes on and on and on. We've got mobile connected with progression and everything else across all of the games.
O meu é um Note 8.
It just goes on and on.
Mas a gente pode jogar junto,
But you know what? It all comes back to one thing. It comes back to fun. Everything we do is in the service of fun. Whether you're a hardcore
Tudo que eles
player
fazem
or a
nesse
casual
jogo
player,
é voltado para
whether you are
diversão.
somebody who likes to play with your friends or you like to play alone. Wherever you play.
Se você gosta de jogar com seus amigos ou sozinho.
Be it on console or PC or mobile. That and fun is what you come away with.
Absolutely. You know, fun is definitely what we're going to be heavily focused on. And I'm particularly excited about some of the social features that are coming as part of this launch. Things like proximity chat, a new gulag twist. There's definitely going to be instances where players will interact not only with their own squads, but may even have to work together with other players in unexpected and pretty fresh ways. We've already seen some hilarious interactions, in fact, during play sessions. And I can't wait to see how these new ways to connect evolve over time. Now, Pat, what can you tell us about weapons?
Wow. So we've completely innovated in the area of connecting you, the player, to your instance in the game, making you feel more in the game. And I guess you can think about it as starting out with the camera. The camera represents your eyes, right? So connecting the camera to your body, we've done that with some inverse kinematics and some physics and other things like that. We've connected then the body to the hands on the gun, again, with some sophisticated inverse kinematics. We've connected the gun with the actual bullets coming out of it. So now, wherever that gun is pointed, however it's pointed, the bullets are coming out of it exactly from the barrel. There's no disconnect there. And that's before I even get into what we've done with the new gunsmithing and how you build your weapons and the platforms, etc. But look, you're going to play it, and I hope you'll love it like we do.
All right, well, we've taken up enough time, but before they kick us off the stage, can we tell them about raids?
Yes, thank you. So, with
the
beginning of Modern Warfare 2, and then shortly after that, Warzone 2.0, and then very shortly after that, for the first time ever, we're going to release a raid in Call of Duty. It's a very different kind of gameplay. It's very intense. We think it's very fun. And we're super excited about it. And by the way, there's one other thing I want to talk about for all of you hardcore players out there.
Tá fazendo a propaganda, né, do Warzone 2,
que é jogo
diferente, que vai ser divertido.
Tem
meninas lá, tem sim.
We've got a whole series of
pode dar para usar o controle do PS4, dá sim no mobile.
Win in Warzone, or you hit different milestones that you'll have an opportunity to do. And believe me when I say, everyone in the match will know when you're on them, and if you prevail
Como é
at
que
them.
faz?
So
Me
look
ensina
forward
que
to that.
eu uso o controle para jogar no mobile.
Big things ahead. And now, before we kick it over to Miles and team to carry the day, we are extremely excited to give you the world premiere of the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer trailer.
Agora
Thanks
chegou
again and enjoy the show.
Falando Modern Warfare agora. Olha isso, gente.
We got intel reports of Hassan and the cartel.
Tô com muita vontade de jogar, juro. A campanha, né?
We've never seen activity on this scale before.
Ai, quando terminar a live, o Iron vai falar um monte de coisa. Vai ficar loucaço. Bem que ficou tudo preto, gente. Cadê? É assim mesmo. É.
Locate the prisoners and move them to extraction.
Enemies above. Field charge.
Meu Deus, no mobile tem um mapa parecido com isso. No COD Mobile. Só abrir o jogo, configuração, lá vai ter um controle. Só escolher o tipo de arma que você gosta mais. Vou testar isso. Dá pra fazer isso no COD Mobile atual? Eu tô vendo a live do Iron ali pela TV, tá com delay diferente. O meu já tá bem mais pra frente. Eu tô vendo em tempo real. Drone ali, ó, vai ter drone. Ah, já tem um drone, né? Time é a arma, né? A arma é o time. Modern Warfare 2.
Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta.
Ah, eu queria o beta. Aí ele teve que mudar por causa da música. É porque o canal dele é monetizado, né? O meu não é, eu acho que não vai. Vixe, pode dar copyright pra mim também, será? Mesmo o canal que não é monetizado. Em Jardel, agora deu medo. O Iron tava me falando sobre isso ontem deles poderem entrar na água, a mecânica tá melhor. Vai ser melhor. vou mutar aqui também a música, né? Porque vai que dá problema pra mim também. Eu tô começando agora, né? E ter problema pra mim não ia ser bom.
Locate the prisoners and move them to extraction.
Não sei dizer, Bia. Eu ouvi agora. Amor, vai dar problema a música? Ele não tá entendendo.
You're gonna be okay. Hostage secure.
Leva meu dinheiro. Eu tô ouvindo ele dizer assim: leva meu dinheiro, toma meu dinheiro aqui. Aqui, ó, pro COD. O copyright, ele desmonetiza o vídeo. Aí ele não desistiu e vai deixar. Ô, putaria. Só o canal monetizado. O meu não é monetizado ainda, infelizmente, mas vai dar certo, vai ser monetizado. Por enquanto, a única maneira de me ajudar é com Pix, né? Mas logo, quando eu bater as metas, eu vou poder ganhar pela visualização, né? Fala aqui no chat quem já jogou, né, o Modern Warfare, qual a experiência que teve com o Modern Warfare. Né? Eu vi o Iron jogando a campanha só. Eu não joguei, eu não tinha como comprar na época. Mas eu vi ele jogando. E era uma época que eu tava jogando COD Mobile. E essa é a abertura do evento, né, basicamente.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. Já estou.
Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta.
And there we go, Call of Duty fans. The trailer so nice. We ran
Vamos
it
lá
twice.
para os fãs de
It is
Call
all
of
there.
Duty.
Everything that makes this franchise
Vamos deixar todos hypados e depois vamos quebrar as expectativas deles.
And after that, quite frankly, how can you not be? My name is Miles Ross, and I am so excited to be here with a few of the members of the Infinity Ward team who are bringing Modern Warfare 2 to life. Guys, we have 200 of our friends behind us who are going to be playing and streaming shortly. But before that, we also have Stephanie Snowden, Director of Communications for Infinity Ward, as well as Joe Sicker over the on-air, Jeff Smith, multiplayer design directors here at Infinity Ward.
Quem diria, né, gente, que a gente poder ver um evento assim.
Oh, how are things evolving from Modern Warfare 2019? I mean, let's start high level because there's a lot to get through today, guys. You saw that trailer. Let's go with the philosophy, Steph. Let's stay high level. What went into the creation of the game?
You said it precisely. There is so much. This game has...
Vocês perceberam que eles estão colocando sempre mulheres agora também? Tipo, por isso que chamaram as meninas, né, também pra ir. Umas meninas, tipo a Cherry Gun, chamaram a Rihanna, né? Porque é um lugar onde tem muito homem, né? Então eles querem que tenha essa diversidade e ter mulheres também. Tinha gente comentando na live do Iron ontem, por que chamaram a Rihanna? Eu acho que tem que chamar mesmo. Joguei, Bia, achei muito massa a campanha da MW 2019.
And it's a dialogue that we hope to, continue, especially here today. Well, we've got so much in store with this MP experience. And people like Jeff and Joe here, who I am honored to work with, and their experience on this franchise, we're in good hands.
Indeed. Okay, so Jeff,
tá todo mundo com expectativa muito alta, né?
Let's set up what Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is all about.
Tá massa,
let's stay high level
só
for
pelo
now,
clipe.
because there's a lot of details, friends, juicy details.
Sure. I mean, when you come into making a sequel, it can be kind of tricky. What do you keep from the previous game? What do you get rid of? And where can you add new things in and not mess up this kind of nicely balanced ecosystem that we had? And so we came up with a few methods. One of them being player behaviors.
And I say behaviors and not
play styles. I think a lot of people will say play styles, but that can kind of change during a match. But behaviors are more ingrained in how players play. And we just put them into 3 big groups. We call them rushers, which are just aggressive players. They just want to find the action and go.
Os rushers, ele tá falando sobre os jogadores, os rushers, né, os que gostam de ir jogando pra cima.
And these are defensive players. They want to just kind of hold down a building, maybe
Tá falando sobre os caras que gostam de defender, que ficam se escondendo.
And then we have stalkers, which are reactive, and they kind of hang back and try to read the field and read where spawns are. And really, we just kind of use these as filters to keep us honest with the content that we're making. So they're making enough toys and
basicamente eles
equipment
estão
for
fazendo um
players to be
jogo que dê
successful
certo
playing
para
our game.
todos esses tipos
Sounds like a lot of
de
fun.
games,
Stephanie,
de
what are some of the
players
new features coming in
conseguirem
multiplayer
jogar e se
and some
sentir
of the new
bem, né,
stuff that you're
basicamente.
most excited to talk about?
Ou seja, vai ter lugar para se
There are a ton of
esconder,
new
vai ter
features to
lugar
dive
para...
into with this game, but we really pushed forward even the most fundamental aspects of what makes a Call of Duty game with Modern Warfare 2, and it's been really amazing for me to come on board this past year and see these innovations coming to life, to hear Jeff jump into, you know, breaking down the 1v1. And personally for me, water. Our water, I've seen the memes, we love water. It's really hard to make in games. But the aquatic combat, some of the things you're able to do with vehicles in the water, I think that level of immersion is really going to speak to fans and has been something that I've really enjoyed playing last couple months.
Aquatic combat. Steph loves to swim. Joe,
sure
can we go into some details about our water-based adventures in MW2?
Yeah, I mean, last game we really wanted to add water, and we knew we didn't have time, right? So in Verdansk, we froze the rivers and we made the outskirts just to kill trigger. In this game, as soon as we started Modern Warfare 2, we leaned into water, both visually, beautiful caustics, there's waves with white caps, but we also, the gameplay side, there's unique ballistics underwater. You only can use certain weapons underwater. Your pistol is your weapon underwater, otherwise you can't use your primary weapon.
Sobre as mecânicas
but
na
it's also
água,
a
né?
nice cover or evasion mechanic. If you're getting shot at, you can dive into the water, and
Olha
as
isso,
you
vai
get
poder
deeper,
lutar
it
dentro
gets
d'água.
murkier. Like the
É
farther
isso
you are
mesmo.
from something, you can't
Vai
see it.
poder-
And so it's been super fun for us to dig
Olha
into
isso.
water and really flex on what water could be in Call of Duty. And you saw the boats and the mine that floats, and every piece of
Prox
equipment
mine.
has
I
been
love it.
filtered. Like, how does it work through water? Like, we had to look at everything in the game and say, how does it work in water? What's the best version?
Our vehicles will just slowly submerge. Yeah, they really would, instead of blinking out.
Yeah, everything.
A lot of details.
Eles investiram muito nesse jogo.
Oh my God! Well, I can't wait to
realmente
wait. Literally.
Parece que eles estão caprichando.
But
né?
guys, let's not forget about the ground and the air. Like, I mean, what else is going to be coming to the movement system? Joe, what have we got?
Well, you know, last game we did mount, and we had slide, and even though we're a military shooter, fluid movement is super important to us. So this game, as you saw in the trailer, you can see here on the video, we have a new ledge hang mechanic, and that's essentially a high mantle. But instead of doing a high mantle and throwing yourself up over into combat, you can now peek. If you have a pistol, you can pull that pistol out and use that. We also added a dive. You know, last game we had the slide that kept your gun up, but we really wanted players to have an option where if they're getting shot at, they don't know where they're getting shot at, they can get down, get out of fire. But the other really cool thing is the dive's just high enough to let you get through a window. And so if you throw a grenade up into a building's second story, often you'll see players, you know, like rats leaving a ship, diving out through the windows. And it's just another option for players in combat.
Yeah, and all of these dynamic movements mean you can interact
Estão botando
with
movimentos
vehicles
mais
specifically in a
dinâmicos,
very
né?
cool way. I'm going to save some of that gas for when we get to Warzone 2.0, but it's really exciting.
All right, vehicle details to come. But now, guys, let's talk about equipment. Obviously, Call of Duty, crazy sandbox, a lot of cool toys to play with. Joe, what are some of the new dynamite new items that we're going to be throwing at each other and equipping and using in all sorts in the next game?
I mean, you saw some cool stuff in the trailer. You saw the drill charge, you saw the shock stick. One of the other cool ones you saw is the inflatable decoy. And this is a mine that you can throw out, and it basically sits there, and if a player gets close to it, it auto-deploys and basically inflates like a car airbag going off. And it faces the person that triggered it, and so it's a great distraction technique. You can also fire it off with a clacker if you want to control when it goes off. You can throw it in water, and here you just saw the DDoS. We added all this equipment into this game, and the DDoS is our kind of answer of like, hey, I'm going to breach this building. I want to go clean house, but I don't want to deal with all the shit inside. So I'm going to hit the DDoS. Boom! It's going to shut down everything. And I can move in.
Lembrando, gente, que eu tô aprendendo
agora, junto com vocês aqui
desse Warzone, né?
But it also has a battery as a balancing mechanic, so you can't use it indefinitely in Warzone.
Mas aí talvez eu peça pro Airinho deixar eu jogar no computador dele, né? Se ele deixar, eu posso acabar jogando no computador dele.
And even you can patch into your teammates, so you can. It gets a little crazy.
Yeah, kind of like a sticky GoPro, but will actually mark your enemies for your team.
Yeah.
So it's I expect to see a lot of fun moments with that today.
So many toys and new tools that we just want players to get in and play with. I think there's something like 13 field upgrades, you know, between Warzone and Core MP, and it's pretty awesome.
Oh my God! Until they all get DDoS. All this talk about equipment, it reminds me. I mean,
legal que a gente vê eles rindo. A gente não entende, a gente fala. É muito engraçado.
What can you tell me about it, and how will it change the way that we
level
our weapons and manage them?
Nada.
I mean, what's going on there?
Yeah, so the new Gunsmith allows players to build out their weapons more smoothly than ever before. We put out some videos yesterday for the Intel drop. I hope people dig into those if you want a better look at Gunsmith 2.0. But we're really looking at unprecedented opportunities for weapon customization. And the new weapon platforming will actually allow players
falando sobre as armas, né? Sobre a customização das armas agora, como vai ser.
So we saw a lot of really positive feedback from the community yesterday. This is sort of intended to, you know, decrease the grind. You're no longer unlocking every single attachment.
Tipo, o Iron tava me falando sobre
there will be some shared attachments through progression, and I'm really excited.
Que os attachments, quando você consegue para uma classe de arma, ele, depois que ele tá ali, tá upado para aquela arma, toda aquela classe vai poder utilizar o mesmo attachment, né? Ele vai ficar ali salvo para você. Você não precisa pegar o attachment em uma arma, depois na outra, porque se for da mesma classe de armas, né?
Jump into this today. I know we all love the gun bench from 2019, so it's exciting.
It does sound amazing. So we've been hearing a little bit about weapon platforms and
Esse armeiro tá bem da hora, tá? Tá diferente.
Can you dive into those details though, Joe? I mean, what can we expect?
Yeah, I can add a little bit of what Stephanie said. We had this vision last game with Gunsmith. We were like, okay, what if you could take an assault rifle and you could make it an SMG? And that was our driving kind of like motivator for that system. And we kind of hit that. You could take it functionally through attachments, but the weapon name wouldn't change, and we couldn't change the receiver. And really, that's the key thing this game is you can go into Gunsmith, you can set up an AK-47 assault rifle with a thermal optic, with a suppressor, with a grip. And then you can say, you know what, I want to change up the playstyle of this gun. You can swap out the receiver to the AK-74U, make it an SMG, but you can keep that optic, that suppressor, that grip, they all come with. And to what Stephanie said, we have shared attachments within these platforms. We have branching progression. You unlock those guns by playing with other guns. And then we have shared attachments across all guns, and it's all to hit this vision.
Você vai compartilhar o mesmo attachment com as várias armas. Aquele mesmo você vai poder usar em várias.
I'm building up an arsenal of weapons and an arsenal of attachments. I'm sitting down to my gun bench, and I'm going to make the perfect weapon for me.
I think maybe the simplest way to think about it is a gun tree, and each time you hit a branch, that's a
como
receiver,
se fosse uma árvore genealógica da árvore.
Yeah, and that's, you know, we wanted to ground that in reality. Functionally, a receiver, you know, is based in that, changing the weapon type, and I think it provides a really seamless experience for players looking to build out the perfect weapon for a multitude of play styles. So you're going to be able to jump into that platform and customize however you want for, you know, situational combat. And you're actually going to see the FJX Cinder weapon vault in action today, which is the entirely unlocked Platform 1, the M4, the Mic 4. And the weapon vault maintains its aesthetic properties across all corresponding attachments. So we've heard you talk about the Frankenprint. This is our answer. It's an extremely rare. This is a huge, you know, project for our teams to design these, but it is the ultimate weapon.
Às vezes parece que ela tá lendo alguma coisa, né? Que ela tá olhando alguma coisinha assim, lendo para poder saber o que falar.
With the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 2. Available in beta.
Available in beta, so we can rock with that thing all weekend long. Okay, so Gunsmith looks incredible. Okay, I'm excited. I cannot wait to get into this one soon. Our streamers are going to get into this one soon as well. But first, guys, we need to hear about maps and modes. We've got our tools to play with, equipment, weapons, maps and modes, though. Let's get into this one. Let's get into the design team.
Eu vejo tanta galera reclamando dos jogos, né? Ai, falando dos defeitos do jogo.
Right from the start, we knew we wanted to build another big map.
Vai ser incrível,
not only for Battle Royale, but also for this other mode that we've been
que seja, entendeu? Eu quero que seja, mas quando eu vejo a galera reclamando,
I read about that on the internet.
Põe em dúvida,
but
sabe?
you know, when you lay out these big maps, it's kind of a collection of all these little POIs, these points of interest, and within each of these, we've really fine-tuned that they can play large-scale core modes like ground war and a bunch of others really well, and so. you know, stepping back from this large map and looking at how much open world sandboxy gameplay that we have, we looked back at our 6v6 maps and really tried to refine and make them a tighter experience to contrast all this big world kind of exploratory gameplay.
Também estou na torcida aqui para que sejam muito melhor.
In comparison to the last game, they're just a little bit more straightforward,
que seja melhor do que o outro, que seja assim um crescente, né, para o Warzone, que seja um crescente para essa franquia. Porque isso vai ser uma crescente também para quem está streamando isso. Muita gente vai conseguir crescer com esse jogo, entendeu? Streamers novos, né, gente nova na área, os que estão agora também vão conseguir crescer com isso. Se o jogo for muito bem, todo mundo consegue também muito bem com isso, entendeu? Acaba que é bom para todos.
Team, can you give me some details on Sarif Bay?
So Sarif Bay is this little fishing town in the south coast of our big map, and we picked this because it has such a great mix of gameplay.
Né, que eles estão falando
it's right on a harbor, so we get to show off all our boats and our new amphibious APC, and you know, swimming, as we've already said. But what you get inside the town is this really intense urban combat with all these tight little alleyways and all this great rooftop combat. And mixed with our ledge hand, you get these really cool parkour combat action happening.
Yeah, I love how you describe the rooftops there on this map specifically as like a separate ecosystem. You can kind of migrate that entire vertical.
You can go up there and just hang out and fight other snipers.
All right, well, that looks fantastic. Jeff, okay, so that's one of our larger maps. What about some of the 6v6 maps? I think we have some footage of one of the new maps that we're going to be seeing today, named Mercado Las Almas. Do you mind giving us some details on this one?
Sure. Mercado is a little street market in a historic section in Mexico. Our story behind this is, you know, the authorities have some intel that narcotics are being smuggled out of a warehouse, and they're going in trying to find it. This map plays really fast and a lot of action right down that center lane. The Mercado is a very dangerous neck of the woods, so watch out when you're playing in the beta. It plays fast.
Cannot wait, really cannot wait. Looks fantastic, and again, interesting to see you know, how that ties into campaigns and whatnot. All sorts of fun and games ahead of us. Looks amazing. Battle maps, core maps, 6v6, all this looks fantastic. But let's go back to modes. So we've seen some maps. What about the modes being played on battle maps? We will have the return of Ground War.
Jardelski, obrigado por estar aqui comentando, tá?
Alluded to,
Muito
right?
obrigado a todos que estão chegando nessa live. Se inscrevam.
It's a big war.
E deixa o like, né, gente? Deixa o like. Isso ajuda muito o canal.
The shipment of Ground War. It's 20v20 players, but there's also 20 AI on each team. AI are coming in fast roping. They're coming in on medium birds. And it's this high action mode. It's super fun, but it's also really chill. The announcer's not barking at you. He's not saying like, "Hey, get to B," you know, they're taking C. You can kind of play it how you want to play it. You sit up on a rooftop and snipe. You can grab a shotgun and go room clearing. If you push too far into the enemy's base, AI will come hunt you. But we've also been really conscious of where we put AI.
Acho que a temática dos mapas vai ser na América Latina, pelo que eu entendi. A qualidade está ótima na live. Parabéns. Obrigado, Jéssica. Muito obrigado, meu amor.
For AI.
Eu também acho que estou vendo uma coisa mais latina, né? Pelo menos aquele mercado Las Almas é muito latino, né? América Latina total. Porque eles querem mostrar mais uma diversidade, né, gente? Eles não querem que seja uma coisa só. Sério, 1440p, isso é muito bom pra mim. Isso é muito, na verdade, pra quem tá começando.
Modes that you're going to be seeing
Oi, Davi, salve, tá salvo,
they
bebê.
will be in beta in Prisoner Rescue and Knockout.
Prisoner Rescue, okay, let's go into Prisoner Rescue first, Joe.
So Prisoner Rescue is an attack and defend mode. It's a round-based mode. The defenders have 2 prisoners. They're kind of spread out, and they need to keep hold of them. The goal of the attackers is to get to those prisoners, pick them up, and carry them to exfil. When you pick them up, you enter what's called a wounded carry, where they're up on your shoulders and you can't use your primary weapons. Instead, you have to use a pistol.
Caramba, isso é legal, isso é
legal. The way that we give the attackers an advantage once they grab that prisoner is they get a radar sweep for their team, so they can call out where the defenders are. and the objective icon over the prisoner goes away as soon as they scoop them up. So now the defenders
então, o
have to basically
objetivo vai ser
rotate back
defender
to
aquela
the
pessoa.
exfil and set up defensive positions. And it's this heart-pounding, adrenaline-pushing like mode once you grab that prisoner and try and get them out.
That hero run.
Yeah.
Você vai ser tipo herói, ele falou, tipo herói no
big
jogo.
S&D energy in this mode, which resonates with me in my time in esports. So
Legal.
this is my personal favorite of the new ones, and also sort of the strategic revives that happen. There is a revive mechanic, and so you are able to pick up your teammates, and I've seen some pretty wild comebacks in our playtest so far.
It was a lot of fun. We got to play a ton of it yesterday. It was amazing. Incredibly fun, and I know the community is going to love diving into it over the next week. Okay, I can hardly believe that there's actually a lot more content to get through, but there's one more thing I have to bring up. I have the honor of officially announcing that third-person view is finally coming to Modern Warfare 2. What are the details behind this one? We got a little teaser of it on stage from Patro, but what are the details?
Yeah, you saw a little hint of it in the trailer, too. It's been a pet project for us, right? We've always wanted to do third-person, and all we're working on all this other stuff we've been kind of lifting up and doing third person in each mode. And the cool thing is that it's a modifier on our game, right? We can just turn on third person. In the beta, we're playing it in Hardpoint, but we want to try it post-launch in S&D. We want to try it in VR. And we have, you know, camera work. The camera collision's been reworked. It handles tight spaces. There's a water camera. There's an interior camera. You can feel the weapon shake when you're firing with it. And it's just, we've put a lot of work into it, and we're excited for people to give it a try.
Incredible. I can't wait to see what third-person COD feels like in 2022. Sexy skins and everything. This is a lot of information, Steph. Like, there's a ton here.
I tried to warn you. They were delivering a lot of new features for you guys to try out ahead of release. And I said we were going to be bold with this beta, and we are, but there's even more to
vai dar pra
come
jogar
at
em 3
launch,
pessoas.
so this is just a
Isso,
taste.
How is this
em
just a
terceira
taste? How
pessoa
can
com
there be even
personagem.
more?
Sim,
I mean,
vai
We
dar.
haven't even got to Warzone
we're not
yet.
even okay. Okay, so what about this year's third mode?
So I'm happy to say that Special Ops will return as our third mode, and will be focused on 2-player missions, asymmetrical in game design. So think 1 player on air support, 1 player on the ground.
Eu acho que jogar com a terceira
I
pessoa
think
é
the
bem
OG fans
vantajoso,
will
né?
be really
Na
excited
terceira
because
pessoa.
we've looked at, you know,
Tomara que
some
não.
of the
Por que, Jéssica?
iconic
Por que não?
Modern Warfare
Porque tu
missions
acha,
like
assim, o Iron me
Overwatch,
falou,
and-
né, que
and
quem
really
joga em
tried
terceira pessoa
to,
tem mais
implement
vantagens
some of
sobre
those
quem joga em
themes
primeira
into
pessoa, né?
the design. So we'll be talking more
É meio
about Special
roubado
Ops
isso,
in the,
porém,
in the
sei
months to
lá,
come.
eu já
Steph,
joguei
you're saying I
tanto em
should be
primeira
looking,
pessoa
now
quanto
for a
em terceira
Special Ops
pessoa.
partner.
Sitting right next to
Atualmente eu só jogo em
Yes,
primeira
you
pessoa.
are indeed. Well, I'm all set then,
Porém,
Stephanie.
eu
I do
sinto
believe we've got
falta de
one
jogar em
more
terceira
surprise
pessoa.
for PlayStation players out
Que
there.
realmente é
What's
bom.
Indeed we do. Let's roll the clip.
Você vê o campo muito mais aberto, você vê tudo. Mas é isso, né? Eu tô acostumado em jogar em primeira pessoa agora.
Empty-handed, I was born. Empty-handed, I will ascend. Blade or bullet, fist.
Quem é esse samurai aí, esse...
Spear,
ninja, sei lá.
These are merely tools.
O cara chega todo badass. Quando pixa a mira, vai pra primeira pessoa. Eu joguei com essa mecânica no PUBG. Ah, quando puxa a mira, né? Tipo assim, tá em terceira pessoa, puxou a mira, vai pra primeira pessoa. Legal. Tem que ver o tempo disso, né? Tem que ver se não vai ter um delay muito grande na hora de mudar. Porque isso pode atrapalhar também em matar o cara, entendeu?
PlayStation Store. Plus, he comes with a high-level weapon blueprint, playable in multiplayer and Warzone 2.0. Steph, badass.
Oni is awesome. I myself am a PlayStation player, and so I will be becoming Oni main day 1 for this game. And it's been really awesome to see
na hora de mudar, né? Tipo, tá aqui terceira pessoa, na hora de mudar, eu não sei. Eu acho um pouco lento, entendeu? Tipo, eu sinto isso com o sniper. Quando eu tô usando sniper, que eu vou ter que puxar. Quando você vai puxar a mira, eu sinto uma lentidão, sabe?
So cool looking.
All right, Stephanie, we keep talking about all the things that we have to look forward to, but we are missing a big one. We're missing the
delayzinho me incomoda.
Beta. So for anyone who wants to get an early first-hand look at Modern Warfare 2, and trust me, you definitely want to, it is immediately available around the corner. For PlayStation players who pre-order any version, early access to the open beta starts tomorrow. So make sure you are preloading right now. Now, also check out your screens, since here's exactly when you can play the beta on your platform of choice. But don't forget, friends, it's also definitely worth noting that pre-order the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 2.
No mobile tinha essa opção. No mobile tem, né? No COD Mobile tem isso. Isso é uma mecânica que no COD Mobile já rola, entendeu? Tem uma parte lá que dá pra você configurar pra na hora de atirar e puxar a mira, entendeu? O próprio boneco já... E eu acho, é lento, um pouquinho lento, mas se o cara for bom, se ele não se incomodar com isso, consegue. Se a pessoa conseguir jogar com isso de boa, assim, conseguir compensar esse pequeno delay que vai ter.
Here and ready to rock and roll. But first, we'll be right back to show off the world premiere of Warzone 2.0. Don't go anywhere.
A guria tá bem animada.
Next, brought to you by Mountain Dew, official drink of Modern Warfare 2. Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 2.
Little
HyperX, official peripheral partner of Call of Duty.
HyperX, né?
Play like a pro on the big screen with 144Hz VRR and AMD FreeSync, now on TCL 6 Series TVs. Prime Gaming. Visit gaming.amazon.com today and start claiming your free content.
Cria uma skin assim, com um cara com a roupinha de férias, de havaiana, ou lula.
200 creators here on site, marching down the green carpet with one mission in mind, to be the first players to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
And there is so much in this game. There is almost too much. This is like one of those days where I enter and my hopes are so high.
Mas acho que vai dar pra você ativar ou desativar essa mecânica. Vai de gosto, tomara, né? Tomara que tenha isso. No mobile tem, dá pra você
kill streaks, I think. I'm honestly here just to learn as much as I can to prep for Old Men of Optic, because those guys are very old now.
So maybe some OG maps coming back.
A map that everyone can play.
Honestly, give me a broken shotgun.
Galera hypada. Eu tô hypada também.
Game mode and Mountain Dew
flavor ter grana pra ir pra lugar
desse.
Search and
destroy Code Red. Capture the flag, Code Red.
If I'm going hard with the boys on a long night at S&D and I'm trying to get some nasty in-game comms, I'm drinking Baja Blast all night.
Terminal or high rise?
Easy terminal.
Ooh, terminal. Most people have terminal nostalgia.
Terminal.
Terminal, 100%. Terminal. I just replayed that recently and I realized that spawn trapping is horrendous.
Easy. Strike. High rise.
High rise.
Terminal.
What's your favorite flavor of Mountain Dew?
High rise or
Code Red,
terminal?
So it's still Code Red for me.
Honestly, I like the basic one, just Mountain Dew itself.
Man, I was gonna pick Code
Adorei
Red
o jeito
too.
que esse cara foi. Ele foi fantasiado de ratinho, sei lá, achei legal.
Starting October 17th, unlock dual double XP, COD points, and also an exclusive Mountain Dew skin in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when you buy specifically marked Mountain Dew.
Tá mostrando só a galera da gringa, né? Não apareceu ainda ninguém daqui.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. The Mountain Dew green carpet. God damn, it was beautiful. A lot of fun people out there. Everyone having a good time. And some incredibly well-dressed people out there. And some definitely not. Sweaty T-shirts abound. But here we go. Welcome back to Call of Duty Next, friends. We promised it was coming up. And now the wait is over. It's time to talk about Warzone 2.0. We got a glimpse of some Warzone 2.0 in the multiplayer reveal trailer earlier today. And it does look awesome. However, we need some true experts to help out.
Agora vai dar
here,
certo.
we have got Stephanie Stoner, Josie Scott joining us. But of course, welcome Jack O'Hara, Game Director at Infinity Ward. Joe, how are we feeling? We ready to party here? I mean, this is a lot. We need to know everything. Warzone 2.0. Stephanie, the world cannot wait.
It feels crazy for me to be up here revealing Warzone 2.0. I ended up at IW as a fan of the game, and so this moment is absolutely bananas for me. But Warzone 2.0 is everything that we loved about the original Warzone, right? Where it's based on the same experience that we all had, that fun, all of those moments, and it's a return to shared tech across the universe for Modern Warfare 2, and that's going to create a really streamlined player experience. And I think the key innovations that we discussed for multiplayer those all exist across Warzone 2.0 as well. So we're bringing it back. It's all connected. It's the same world, and I think the players are going to love it.
Oh my good God. Real excited about this one. Again, there's a lot in this one. Jack, where do we go from here?
So MW2 and Warzone 2 have been developed side by side since the beginning, right? Since we started down this road, and they're part of the same universe. Like Stephanie said, they share the same mechanics, the same weaponry, and even more than that. But the centerpiece of all this, of course, is the new map that we've been working on since 2020 with teams across the globe. It brings together our philosophies on map design. It brings together new technologies in order to do it, and lots of artwork to make it happen. And we've learned so much from players experiencing Verdansk and playing in Verdansk over the first few years of Warzone, and we're really excited for them to land in Al Mazrah with their squad. There's a wide variety of points of interest for players to explore in this map, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody in there.
Oh, here we go, a brand new map to explore and traverse. I cannot wait. Stephanie, let's take a look.
That's right, Miles. Welcome to Al Mazrah. This is our new map for Warzone 2.0. It is a really interesting mix of geography. It is expansive desert settings with a mix of industrial areas, towns, a city, and of course water. It looks way better on this screen than it did on Twitter. But you're going to find a lot of really cool elevation, rocky peaks, caves, subterranean spaces. This map is beautiful, and it's actually the biggest BR map that we've ever made. And I am so excited for all of our streamers here to jump into Al Mazrah later today.
It's huge. Look at the size of that thing. Okay, so that was a big picture, and it's a great way to see it from a sort of top-down layout. But let's take a better look at some of these points of interest.
Vocês viram, né? Vai parecer
when we set out to create these spaces, the team works to make it feel like a real space, right? So that there's infrastructure in between all the different, what we call points of interest on the map. And if you're paying attention, you might even see a few that seem pretty familiar out there as well. And so as the team works through these, they're trying to find some variety on each point of interest to make them something that the players will want to drop in and get the particularity of that single point of interest and find the place that they want to drop and where they want to play. Whether it be a high elevation observatory at the center of the map, whether it be the big city that's at the top right, and whether they want to explore that, or whether they want to work in some of our POIs where we have water intersecting with geometry here. So we have in this one
looks familiar.
Quando eu vejo aeroporto assim, eu só lembro.
And there's a river system that goes through all of this, so you'll be able to catch in a boat and drive between the different POIs.
Gente, é tudo conectado. Parece que eles usam a mesma, sei lá, o mesmo mapa.
I mean, I love to
swim. Como é que eu vou explicar? A mesma engine.
I'm curious what you guys think, Jack and Joe, on what the hot drop will be today. Right? We've been talking about this last couple days. This is our first time seeing other people who are not us play Warzone 2.0, and so I'm just very curious where you think everyone's going to immediately drop today.
I think they're going to drop to Observatory just to go back to home, you know?
They're coming home.
It's always nice you move into the map and you kind of hit a spot and you're like, wait
I've been here before.
I know what this is. You have all these flashbacks.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuggets in there for some old Modern Warfare fans.
Yeah, I'll say Corey. I think that's gonna pop off.
I think people will land around the edge so they stay in as long as possible in this match. But
smart.
We have some news for our edge of the map players coming up.
Ooh, all right, guys. Well, the map looks absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to watch our streamers here drop in early in an alpha build later on today. Okay, so moving on to the gameplay. We've got this beautiful space to play in. How do all of these multiplayer elements we've talked about a little bit earlier, how do they fit into Warzone 2.0?
O que tem de novo?
And the super simple answer is all the stuff we talked about in multiplayer, the stuff you saw in the multiplayer trailer, that's all in Warzone, right? It's all integrated. So that tactical camera works in Warzone, that decoy mine works in Warzone. Like, it's all of it's been built from the ground up for both.
Ouvi ele falando que isso vai ser muito bom,
the slide, the dive, the water, like
more swimming.
Yeah. Oh. This is a great taste of some of the water combat.
Vai ter combate na água, né?
Captain Mill, you know, Apocalypse now coming out of the water, knifing people. I mean, this just looks.
Yeah, the rendering team made some work.
Vai, né? Porque eles estão trabalhando tanto
nisso. See the caustics on the bottom.
Yep.
I'm not even sure what caustics are. I have no idea, but it sounds great and it looks incredible.
You can see the armored patrol boat coming by there with its 2 turrets. There's some cool stuff.
So I'm glad you brought up vehicles. Steph, you touched on vehicles a little bit earlier. What can we talk about? You know, we've seen boats, we've seen tanks, we've seen all sorts. Jack, what we got?
So we've implemented a new physics and handling model for the vehicles. So some vehicles are heavier, some will slide more, have more traction or less traction. And as you're driving them around and you're encountering them and other squads are playing with them, you can choose to shoot off the tires to kind of impact their handling. You can have them, they react to explosive differently based on their weight. So if you're in a heavy armored 4x4 and get hit by an RPG, it's going to kind of bounce a little bit, but not quite take the hit as a small sedan. You can also choose with your squad to be rolling into a POI and somebody jumps out on the roof, somebody leans out the window, and suddenly you got yourself a lot of firepower driving into the POI. Of course, that vehicle needs to survive for quite some time in the map if you want to keep using it to go from point to point. And vehicles will run out of gas, or at least most of them will run out of gas, and then you can bring them to a gas station to fill them up. If your tire's been blown up, you can get out and repair it, or you can bring it to a gas station to get repaired as well. And of course, we've got water vehicles. We've got a small boat. We've got the boat that Joe mentioned with the turret at the front, turret at the back. So you can have that little moment cruising up the river with your whole squad ready to rumble. So yeah, there is so much love that's gone into these vehicles.
Forgot the coolest vehicle.
The coolest vehicle?
The massive helicopter that you can fly around. And it's a moving platform with 3 doors. And you can move a whole squad through the map. Wreak havoc. It is so cool.
Oh my God.
I mean, basicamente eles estão dizendo que vão ter várias coisas, né? Vai ter muita coisa nova. Grab your teammates, pile in a vehicle, actually, engage in battle from the window, leaning out, shooting,
unless somebody blew off your door.
That won't.
That does complicate things, doesn't it?
PTSD from Joe killing me many times in our playtests.
Well, I hope the gas prices in Almaz are okay. I feel like there's a lot going on in Warzone 2.0, and my head is quite frankly spinning. What other massive changes have we got in store? Because it feels like there's so much that's changed. Is it still a gulag? Do we still have circles? Is it still gas? I know there are guns, but do we shoot them? What's happening?
What do you want to jump into first? Oh, Stephanie, go ahead.
We've made some pretty sweeping changes, I think, to the high-level components of Warzone 2.0 to continue providing players with both a dynamic and rewarding VR experience. But Warzone 2.0, you're going to hear it over and over again today. It's about fun. This is about playing with your friends, having fun, friends new and old, maybe you're making them a game.
Eu acho tão legal que eles falam muito sobre diversão, sobre se divertir com os amigos, se divertir jogando sozinho, né? Só que o que a gente menos vê é a galera se divertindo, gente. Eu vejo a galera jogando isso aqui como se fosse um campeonato pesado. Eu vejo pouco a galera se divertir, entendeu? Oi!
I'm listening to that.
They're like, SXA. Chegou, fica aqui com a gente.
Looting in Warzone 2.0, we still have the humming crates. You can still travel around and listen for those. You still have the loose loot on the ground.
Fica aqui com a gente comentando. Obrigado por vir de novo.
And logic to our looting.
Então, ela estava falando sobre esse jogo, que é um jogo sobre se divertir. E eu duvido um pouco. É sobre se divertir, mas a galera leva muito a sério, gente. Eu acho que é um jogo competitivo, sabe? E a parte de diversão, ela passou
in between the POIs that are in ground, and you can memorize where they are because they're always there. So you can kind of start to develop these paths through the map of how you loot. And there's this logic applied to looting. You can find toolboxes that'll have grenades and things in them. And you find these other crates that are kind of like, it's as if the military that occupied the space came through and dropped off military items. Those crates are always there. So you can always have this reliable layer to looting.
Incredible. This sounds really exciting. We go on a road trip through Al-Mazrah and quite literally like have a route we plan, hit the gas station, pick up snacks, pick up ammo and all sorts. Okay, cool. So what about circle mechanics? I mean, this is obviously a huge component of BR's, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the circle's been a staple of BRs. It's been really hard to move away from it. So we kind of talked about what could we do to mix things up with the circle. So we've got this new mechanic where the circle can actually split, almost like a cell splits into 2, 3, or even 4 circles. And then those circles kind of close down. And what it does is it segregates teams, and you have these micro battles in those circles. And at a certain point, you're like, okay, we've cleared out our circle. We think we're good. And then those circles merge. They come back together, and you have this very directed fight of like, as the circle's moving, you're like gearing up in buildings. You're like, here we go. It's about to kick off. And as soon as those circles hit, you have that final fight. So it's another kind of like twist in the gameplay that we feel like is a cool world event that would happen. Like, oh, the circle's splitting. We need to do X.
Crazy. Get in the car! Oh, we're going now! Go! All right, so
Vão ter, tipo, mais de uma safe.
Is that still around? I mean, there's so much change, man. I mean, I'm ready for it, but...
Vai ser, tipo, 3 ou 2 safes, então...
We've tried some crazy things.
Caralho, vai ser louco isso.
But the current version of the
sobre o Gulag, vamos ver sobre o novo Gulag.
People to play is you're not in there alone. You actually have this temporary alliance
with
another opponent in the map, and you guys, you have to work together, and if you can defeat the other team, you can get out. And after that, you guys are enemies again. But for that moment, it's like, all right, we need each other. Let's do this. You use the proximity chat to talk to each other. And the other thing we've been playing around with is you may see a little bit of an AI presence in the Gulag.
Oi,
so
Tony
you have to be on your toes. If you're working with an enemy, there might be an AI here. You're picking up weapons.
Diferenciada essa safe, sim, diferenciada.
Yeah, feedback today too, and like
vamos ver na prática, né?
Some pretty wild iterations
vamos ver na prática
Gulag,
como é que isso vai funcionar.
Here, but there's a lot in store.
Já é bem louco.
There certainly is a lot in store. Jack, I have heard of a new concept coming to Warzone 2.0 called Strongholds. That will include AI that may impact how players get their weapons, etc.
Já seguiu, já deixou o like,
what that's all about and if it's even true.
Absolutely. So strongholds are reinforced buildings that the AI is occupying inside Al-Mazrah in BR. And the players can choose whether or not they want to engage with them and assault them to get cool rewards, including free loadout items, which is one of the new ways that we're adding for players to get their hands on their best
muito bom essa safe, então.
We've worked really hard to bringing AI into at scale into Warzone 2, and we're going to encounter them in multiple modes in different ways. In BR specifically, they're in these strongholds, and if you get to a stronghold, you can find the location of a black site, which is going to have even cooler stuff in it, and you can fight your way from one to the next.
Tô fazendo live também, Bia. Nossa, que fofo, que legal. Tamo junto. Tá fazendo live do evento também?
Protecting different POIs in different ways.
Unreal. Okay, so we've all heard the rumors that Warzone 2.0 is going to have some very, very interesting new modes. Would you care to confirm or deny Stephanie Snowden?
It's finally time. I have read about some new modes on the internet recently, but one of the most exciting things about Warzone 2.0 is confirmation that an all-new sandbox experience is coming at launch. I am happy to announce DMZ. Call of Duty's extraction mode will arrive with Warzone 2.0 at launch later this year. I played DMZ for the very first time on my first day at IW, and to this day, playing it non-stop, the possibilities with this game mode blow my mind.
So DMZ. I can also confirm that DMZ is real. But we're not going to go into depth on it today because we do have to keep some stuff in reserve. What I can tell you, though, is we've created a rich sandbox where you can define your own win condition. You infiltrate Al-Mazrah, you accomplish your goals, and then you decide to extract when the time is right. It is played across the whole map, and the AI is occupying large sections of the map, and they are lethal opponents, and they do command your respect. You have to watch out for them. You have to work with your team. They patrol areas, they occupy strongholds, and they'll reinforce based on players' actions. And then on top of all this, you can choose which mission you want to accomplish, or you can chase after a variety of activities in the world. And you can play this differently depending on your playstyle. You can go loud, like I always do. You can go quiet, or you can hunt other players or avoid them entirely. Or you could just decide, hey, I'm going to explore the secrets of Al-Mazrah and see what's there.
Loot up, exfil, it's totally up to player choice there, and I'm really excited about the full scale of what we're delivering for this chapter, and we want players to have an amazing experience in Warzone 2.0. We've been listening to the conversations in the community, specifically around small maps,
Eles estão ouvindo na comunidade
agora,
estão querendo saber o que a comunidade pensa sobre...
Trust me, although we're touching on some of the core updates to the overall Warzone 2.0 experience today,
ele seguiu também.
Mostly focusing on BR,
o Alexandre é maravilhoso,
ele
está me ajudando desde o começo do meu canal, e eu já me inscrevi no teu canal e deixei o teu like também.
And DMZ in my life ASAP. Stephanie, when?
Warzone 2.0 will be free to play for everyone on November 16th. With the start of Season 1 across Modern Warfare 2. Mark your calendars, that's about 2 weeks after Modern Warfare 2 launches. And we had 125 million players in the original Warzone. I cannot wait to see all of you and hopefully more of you in Al-Mazrah for this experience.
Mais pra frente eu vou decidir como é que vai ser.
And you will have a chance to see a Warzone 2 Battle Royale Alpha playtest happening right here behind us. very, very soon.
Yeah, the streamers are hot to trot. They're raring to go. We will see all of you in Al Mazrah on November 16th. But don't go anywhere just yet. Stick around, because when we come back, you'll see just what Warzone looks like when it's built up from the ground for mobile. You're not going to want to miss this, I promise. Then, after that, we have live gameplay coming at us with all our friends set up across each and every Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. We've got Warzone 2.0, Battle Royale. We've got Warzone Mobile. It's all happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go too far.
Warzone Mobile. Quero ver.
Call of Duty next. Brought to you by the GMC Hummer EV pickup. The world's first all-electric super truck.
Já viu?
Intel.
Me segue lá no
for the next generation of
que eu dou uma
gaming.
olhada nos teus clipes.
Squad up sooner with Xfinity rewards. Get early access to Modern Warfare 2's open beta.
Vê um nome legal também pra galera te reconhecer, entendeu?
Eureka Ergonomic, leading designer in gaming furniture and proud partner of Modern Warfare 2.
Te encontrar, entendeu? Eu pensei muito sobre isso, eu ia mudar o meu nick. Deixa eu focar aqui, eu acho que vai ser sobre o mobile agora. Achei foda, colocaram a menina ali com vitiligo. Inclusão total, finalmente, né? A galera tá botando umas coisas mais diferentes nesse jogo, porque antes era só o mesmo estilo de jogador. More players. Olha que foda. Tá muito foda, velho. Mais autenticidade. Olha, eu acho que eu vou me empolgar, viu, com isso aqui. Eu ia fazer live de outros jogos, mas eu tô achando que eu não vou conseguir jogar outros jogos. Acho que eu vou só jogar o Warzone. Vou ter que arrumar um emprego secundário pra poder conseguir pagar as contas. Eu jogo mal, né? Então, quem vai querer assistir? Bia com 3 empregos. O cara tá muito foda, velho. Caralho, eu tô hypada, velho. Eu tô hypada demais pra esse jogo. É sério. Eu amo mobile.
We got Warzone 2.0 and Modern Warfare 2 already good to go. But finally, we're hitting something new here. Coming into mobile, we got Warzone Mobile 2 here for you. It's me, Beef Mommy, and I couldn't be more excited to be here with none other than Chris Plummer. And Chris, what do you have for us today?
That's right. Today we are proud to introduce Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
Yeah. This is the real thing, and it's on your phone.
For the first time ever, you can drop into Call of Duty Warzone from wherever life takes you.
Olha isso,
Let me quickly point out the gameplay you're seeing today. It's still alpha, so it's only going to get better. And for Warzone fans, you will recognize this drop sequence right away.
Eu amo.
I mean, honestly, it just gives me so much nostalgia. But wait a minute, Chris, is that the legendary Verdansk?
Eu tô muito, sei lá, velho. Ontem eu fiz a prescrição.
Warzone gameplay was born, and we're bringing the legendary Verdansk map to mobile for the very first time from its hallmark vistas. And these dense urban areas, they're just so much fun to play in. Wide open fields, ready for battle. And intimate, close quarters combat environments. There's so much variety in Verdansk. It's famous for good reason.
Eu acho que é Verdansk,
with fan favorite locations like Boneyard and Superstore. Even TV Station.
Well, I'm getting classic Call of Duty Warzone flashbacks here. Can you tell us more about the gameplay? Or, you know what, maybe just give me your phone real quick. Maybe I can see for myself. No?
You know, the team has a passion for delivering the most authentic Call of Duty experience possible for mobile devices. From the way you aim and move to the weapon handling and the control responsiveness, all these critical little details combined to make Call of Duty Warzone mobile feel best in class. We've made sure that the physics, the feedback, the sights and sounds all those essential little touches
Olha
are
isso.
smooth and accurate.
A gente vai poder fazer
It's about
tudo
creating an experience
aquilo no
that's so
mobile,
true to
gente.
form. You can imagine feeling that dirt compressing under the soles of your boots with every move. Or imagine those tiny shockwaves of recoil moving through your entire body with every shot.
Não, eu vou... Vai ser assim, eu jogando no PC de dia e à noite no mobile, direto. Eu não vou ter tempo mais nem pro Iron.
That makes me really emotional, Chris. And you know, it sounds like everyone's paying attention to detail, and it's finally paying off. Now, when I think of Call of Duty Warzone, I think about strategy.
Absolutely. There's a lot more going on than pure gunplay. For example, when you're out there exploring the map and evading the gas circle collapse, you can try to sneak up on another player and pull off a finishing move. It's like ultimate bragging rights. And if you're feeling more strategic, you and your squad, they can complete contracts, use that cash at buy stations. There's a ton of variety there.
Vocês estão vendo como isso causa uma sensação de saudade do
Now, that contract economy, it adds a ton of depth and strategy through risk and reward.
I really like that you brought that up, because if you're talking about risk and reward, I think about the kill streaks. I think about the gulag. Are they going to be there too?
Yes. Everything you come to expect from Warzone, it's going to be there, especially kill streaks. This means you can deploy your big stick of choice like, you know, a precision airstrike. You might be able to wipe out an entire squad with it. So not so fortunate for them, but they're not necessarily down for the count either, because we have the gulag.
Gente, que saudade.
So here players can fight
Vou
for a
ter que
second
comprar um
chance.
smartphone melhor, eu
So
também.
when you go down, you get to fight one-on-one with another
Eu também,
down player,
eu tô
and you
aqui
can earn your
rindo,
way
tô
back
feliz,
into battle.
mas eu sei que o meu bolso vai chorar, entendeu?
Plays out
Eu vou
on
ter
a
que
truly
comprar um
massive
celular
scale,
melhor.
unlike anything
Eu acho
we've
que o
ever
Note 8
played
não
on
vai
mobile
aguentar isso
before.
aqui. Olha isso.
For this reason, we're pushing way past the envelope on high player counts to make sure each match is jam-packed.
Vou ter que apagar um monte de coisa do meu celular para jogar esse
So
jogo.
we are supporting up to 120 live players in the single match.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say 120 players? Or do you mean bots? Because it seems like in Battle Royale games on mobile, they're usually loaded up with boring bots.
Well, we believe it's critically important and a lot more fun
sobre os bots
to play with real, live, human opponents. And that's our focus. So for anyone who's tired of playing with nothing but bots,
Eles estão falando que vão ser jogadores reais, não vai ter bot,
120
entendeu?
real players ready to hunt you down with real human skill and real human emotions. That is Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
And we hear you in the crowd. Everyone's excited, and absolutely it is huge. And I don't think there's a game on mobile
Qual
that can
smartphone
top
que
that.
você acha
In
que
terms
seria
of
ideal
real
para
player count,
comprar,
of
Bia?
course. But how
Olha,
are
eu
you able
vou
to even pull
pesquisar
that
isso hoje com
We
Iron,
can
né?
support real player
Eu
counts
acho
at
assim
dramatically
que
higher scale than we've
tem
ever
as
seen in other
especificações.
battle
Olha,
royale
ele vai
games on
mostrar
mobile.
agora.
Because Warzone Mobile is running on advanced, unified Call of Duty technology. This is the same shared tech behind the console
A
and
mesma
PC versions of
tecnologia
Warzone
para
2.0.
todos.
It gives us a ton of advantages, like these incredibly high player counts.
Gente, isso aqui é
authentic
muito
Call of
foda.
Duty combat and gameplay systems,
Será que eles vão
and it
conseguir
opens the door to a
desbancar
much
isso
more
aqui que
connected
eles estão
experience across
prometendo?
all platforms.
So
Olha,
when you say more connected,
vai ser
does that
pesado,
mean
viu?
that Warzone Mobile will share content and features that will be in the console and PC version of Warzone 2.0?
Todo dia vai ter uma atualização diferente.
Delivering a deeply connected experience has been a strategic pillar from the beginning of development. Now, we know that your time is precious, and your investment in playing is now recognized across Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2.0, and Warzone Mobile. So wherever you're playing Call of Duty, it is time well spent, including on mobile. Even your friends list and chat are shared across platforms, so you can stay in touch with your friends, whether they're playing on console or PC or mobile, wherever they choose to play.
I mean, that is so exciting. I totally get that.
Now, one of the coolest benefits of having this kind of connectivity
A galera ali
is that Call
atrás,
of Duty
ó, só
Warzone Mobile is loaded up with the same
zoando.
authentic Call of Duty weapons and operators you'll recognize from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. And whatever you get from the Battle Pass, you will see it on console or PC. It'll also be there on your mobile device too. And the other way around works as well.
I really love to hear that. And as a matter of fact, I saw some of the same weapons and operators being shown earlier today in Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. Are you aiming to make it exactly the same on all platforms?
You know, that's a great question.
Finalização ali.
The team's incredibly excited about how deeply connected and authentic the experience is in Call of Duty
O
Warzone
processador do
Mobile.
smartphone tem que ser o mais atual possível, mas não sei qual comprar. O Iron, ele tem um pouco...
But at the same time,
Ele
we
tem
recognize that
aquele...
mobile is a very unique platform. Mobile has its own flavor, advantages,
eu sei que
and
é
player
desses
expectations.
da Xiaomi, que é o bichão, sabe? Pocophone 3, alguma coisa assim que o Iron tem. Eu vou mostrar pra vocês depois.
Yes, above all else, the
Meu
team is
Note 8
committed to
vai
ensuring
rodar, mas
Warzone
não vai
Mobile
rodar
is a
perfeito,
world-class,
né?
mobile-first experience, right down to its core. Controls are a huge part of it. It just needs to feel natural on the device, intuitive, and native to the platform. A lot of it comes down to tuning. And this is why we're supporting synchronous crossplay between iOS and Android platforms exclusively on mobile. And we're avoiding the imbalance that comes with cross-playing between mobile devices and consoles or mobile to PC. This allows our teams to deliver the best possible mobile gameplay experience with a unified feel. And by doing this, we don't need to compromise the tuning for any
Você tá fazendo um monte de
platform.
kill porque a galera não tem pouca gente, eu acho, no lobby. Tá todo mundo vendo o evento, eu acho.
Now, keeping those controls balanced for all player types.
Tô brincando, eu sei que você joga muito.
So whether
Você
you're
deve
the
ser pro
hardest of
player.
hardcore mobile pros, or maybe you're a console first player that's sneaking in an extra match during your lunch break, even brand new players to the franchise who need a little help getting into the flow of the game, we are committed to providing the most robust control options anywhere for a pick-up and play experience that's accessible to all of our players.
I love that accessibility, and that means all my friends can get in on the action for a change, but how do they sign up?
Well, it's time to get your mobile devices ready, because I'm super excited to announce that starting right now, you can pre-register for your free download in the Google Play Store. Signing up means that you can be among the first to play when the game launches next year. We look forward to seeing everyone in Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
With that being said, hey, we got Ferg on the horn, and I think he's literally the first one to pre-reg. Ferg?
Hey guys, Ferg here, and I am thrilled to be one of the first to pre-register for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And now, you can too. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen to be among the first to drop. Tell your friends.
Quando sai o Mobile Warzone, tô esperando a data aqui também. Não falaram a data ainda.
Like special weapons, vinyls, and emblems. Plus, if we reach the top milestone of 25 million pre-registers, we're going to unlock a super cool secret reward you're not going to want to miss. What are you waiting for? Sign up using the QR code below.
Tô esperando aqui também. E tô passada, porque o que eles estão prometendo para o mobile é muita coisa. Muita coisa.
We are back. It's Miles here, joined by Maven, Alicat, and Nameless Studio. What? Oh, guys, the adults have left us alone on the desk, and now it's our time to have some fun. I don't know about you guys, but okay, it's been a pretty litty day so far.
Yeah.
Where do we even start? I mean, dude, mobile, bro. It's a new era of Call of Duty.
Listen, Miles, I've been addicted to Call of Duty for over a decade. And you're telling me I could be in the airport playing Warzone now? Back in Verdansk? That's lit. Also, Al Mazrah looks absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's insane. There's no shortage of crazy stuff coming my way. Ali,
Yeah.
I mean, lay it on me. Multiplayer for Warzone, for Modern Warfare 2, insane.
It's incredible. We actually got to load up with some of the players yesterday, a little bit of a pre-test, and loading into Gunsmith 2.0 was actually so aesthetically pleasing, and I think everybody at home, once they also get their hands on it, they're going to love it just as much as we do here.
Truly. Maven, my good friend, you've played more Warzone than most people on the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah,
How you feeling?
8 hours a day for years, it feels like. It just seems fresh, man. The map, like everything about it, triple circles, the water, the boats. I mean, I was like kind of the proximity mine king for a while there, placing them under vehicles, trying to blow up the
Bia.
booby traps.
Big.
And now you're telling
O
me
filho
I
tá
can do them
difícil,
not
eles estão
only
falando tão
land,
rápido
but
que eu não
also
tô
the sea.
conseguindo traduzir.
I'm with it.
It's going to be something, man. We really have seen a lot so far today. We've seen, Warzone Mobile, of course, multiplayer there.
Tô falando
and,
sobre
a bit of Warzone 2.0. Cannot wait. But guys, it's time to get into business. Let's now get into the command center. This is it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the command center, presented by Xfinity Rewards. We're going to be rolling the show through all day today. Xfinity customers, they can start playing Modern Warfare 2 sooner with Xfinity Rewards. Visit xfinity.com/rewards to get your code for early access to the open beta. It's free and it's easy to join. Guys, I mean,
a galera. Tu já deu seu like? Já seguiu o canal?
So many streamers here. We need to give a big shout out to Intel, who's powering all of the streaming PCs here today. Massive shout out to those guys.
Queria ver os brasileiros lá, o Hayashi, o Patriota, o Damiani que tá lá.
Like the fact that he actually made the trip out, I figured they had to have something special. The fact that you have a dedicated PC to the streaming side and to the gameplay side, and it's set up for this.
Cara, eu tô com muita inveja dessa galera. Eles vão jogar.
Ridiculous.
Primeiro do que a gente. Eles vão testar a gameplay do
A little, yeah. We played a tiny bit.
I could have an accent too.
Did. I'm getting mocked here. My bloody desk. We got to play a tiny bit yesterday.
Yes.
It's pretty fun. But now we get to watch 200 streamers, some of the world's finest, quite literally from almost every part of the planet, coming together here in this crazy top secret location.
Tá falando sobre os streamers, né? Que tem streamers de todo lugar do mundo que estão lá para jogar. É a Ellie Parker.
So now that we have a full building of all of these creators, all of these PCs, I'm expecting people to get up and start screaming, Miles. It's going to be insane.
Clint, we heard Courage from like headphones on. He can be heard from space.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like Bobby Pop, if he's on a subtrain or something, Lord knows
what
that's
mostrando os mais conhecidos, né?
My boy Tyler Blevins, Ninja here as well. But like, I think this is a testament to how pumped up everyone gets about Call of Duty every year. Like the fact that there are this many big name streamers in attendance, we're going to see some incredible gameplay, go through the various modes. I mean, this is going to be a real treat. It really is.
I mean, and you've been around a long time in the Call of Duty world. In this venue right now, we've got streamers and players from, you know, all across North America, South America. We've got players all over Europe, Japan, Australia, you name them. We are all over here. Mobile players everywhere. Yeah. How do you describe the vibe in the room right now?
I mean, it's just incredible. It's a bunch of homies who love Call of Duty all in one room getting ready to grind. And, you know, I was talking to them earlier. I was walking around doing the round saying what up to everybody. They're going hard, right? Like, I was talking to some of the Warzone guys pre-post. He's like, I'm here to fry. Zuma's ready to go. So I'm interested to see them with these new weapons and the gunsmith that they come up with, especially on new game modes like Prisoner.
Listen, as much as they're here for their love of Call of Duty, they're also here because they want that banger clip. Like, everybody wants, like, you're trying to go out and fry some of these big names, get a clip out on social, your YouTube, whatever it's going to be.
Mas eles estão focando agora na galera que vai jogar, basicamente.
I'm sure we're going to have a couple of those.
We'll go a little bit of that later on. I think we're actually ready to hop into gameplay. Dr. Lupo, one of our first here, and he's already down and out, but we are playing, I believe,
tá vendo? Eles vão mostrar os caras jogando, testando.
Yeah, you know, I didn't get to play this map yesterday, but one thing I just want to point out with this game is it's a lot more vibrant than some of the games that we've had in the past. There's so many more colors, and that's something that I always enjoy.
Mais colorido, né? Uma coisa mais mexicana.
I think sometimes you go dev to dev, and yeah, it's like you have like your more realism, like your grays and browns. Some will have a little bit more color, but like this map in particular, yeah, the second we saw like the fly through of this, it just looks gorgeous. It really does. And not that I had any concerns about the visual side of it, because they're knocking out of the park.
Tem muito conteúdo para fazer vídeo aqui,
gente. It's just aesthetically pleasing. It is.
It's very, very pretty. That is, of course, Dr. Lupo.
Tá aí, o cara
you can watch him stream this live. Every
agora.
single member of the crazy, I don't even have a name for it, the stream pit here, COD Next, all of them live on their own channels and unreal, man.
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, all these guys are going hard. You can see he's locked in. Talking a little bit about the game and the movement, though. When I first hopped on yesterday, the movement felt so much different than Call of Duty's in the past. You know, it's not that slide cancel. You got to complete your slide. The dive mechanic, it plays out so much different when you're going into a gunfight. You can dive out of a window. Miles, it was a lot of fun. We were getting into the mix.
We really did get into the mix. I'm going to tell this now on air in front of God knows how many people, but last night, Ninja wasn't in the venue. I played on his setup. He wasn't quite here yet. And I found
vai ter aquele lance de deitar no chão ainda, né?
So
eu odeio, mas...
to other creators.
Mas tem que ter,
eu
entendo.
Talking horrendous, man. Like horrendous trash talk. All very good-natured friends of mine, you know, but I'd be kind of weird to get that from Ninja, right?
Yeah, does Ninja know you did this?
He has no idea.
I walk up and slap him.
I walked past him today and I was like, good morning, dude. How you been? He's like, hey, man. Not a single word. Ali, not a word.
Not a word. I actually got into a game against you specifically. I was on, I believe, Nate Shot's streaming account. I don't believe that he's here today, but I was getting disrespectful with some people on the map, and I believe that you were in my last game, and the second I killed you, you left. I remember looking at the leaderboard, and
that wasn't me. That was Ninja.
A quitter, Miles.
That was Ninja. Over to Courage now, who's having a good time.
And, you know, we're
Listen, he is, as much as he's like a fun,
tá pegando ali as expressões do cara, né?
It's just like this great natured guy. He is one of the most competitive human beings I've ever met. Like, he gets pissed, bro.
Passion. raging passion. And look, it's me on the right-hand side. No, it's not. It's me.
And I will have to say, to test to what Ant was talking about earlier, about the game mechanics, something else that I noticed that I don't feel like I felt in other Call of Duty games is how kind of realistic the movement with your gun is, if that makes sense. Like, there's obviously always going to be recoil, your attachment's always going to mess with that, but when you peek corners and stuff, the way your gun moves with you is very, very realistic, and I think that's going to be something a lot of these players are going to notice and have to get used to very quickly.
And you saw a taste there of when you're spectating a player, you get that kind of like over-the-shoulder, like tactical camera view, and it just adds this insane level of like, it's like realism, but like it just looks so exciting to watch. And when you're, enjoying like, maybe seeing your teammates play or whatnot, it just looks so cool. It's a nice new feature here in the game. And sorry, this is the new knockout mode. I don't think you might not know what this means.
I haven't seen this one yet.
I haven't played it yet. No. I mostly, I was watching some of the guys play. I just wanted to kind of live react and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much new stuff. Like, I've just been looking forward to seeing what's going to be on the table. But let's see if Jack can actually step up this time. No, not going to happen. Just getting destroyed.
Tá apanhando.
Superior positioning, Jack. You are awful. Oh, was that too hard? He's my...
No.
Okay.
He's doing the classic. He's going to a set.
Ele tá nervoso, eu acho.
It was something else. It was something else. It wasn't.
My sensitivity or something? What is
Porque tá tão escuro, né?
Whoever's spectating is using my favorite SMG, by the way, too. I think that's the Hurricane. The Hurricane.
What do you think, by the way, just about the changes to Gunsmith and now having 5 attachments and not having,
yeah, so I saw the rumblings on Twitter and stuff like that.
Localizar e destruir, exatamente.
I mean, when we jumped into Modern Warfare in 2019, when they introduced the Gunsmith, it was a lot to take in, but now everybody's familiar with it, especially grinding Warzone, switching up those attachments, and it's just a better version of
Seems
that.
like a good middle ground,
It's just a better version of that, right? Like the gun
Mudaram
moves
o
around with you as
streamer
you're in there.
agora pra...
You can switch out all the different attachments, and for the class of weapon that you have, like
Tô achando a qualidade pouco ruim pra ver.
into an SMG. Like that's really cool.
Oh, that was nearly a snap.
Tá no máximo a qualidade, mas não tá tão...
the all-time greats in the competitive Call of Duty.
One of the, maybe the...
If not the... Yeah, I don't know why I said it that way.
Like the all-time great.
Yeah, Ross, he's the greatest, but there we go. Swag now getting involved as well. And to your point, Ali, about Gunsmith, I mean, it's at this point in time, obviously, it's quite hard to recognize, but that is a part of the M4 platform. Right now, that's his primary weapon.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Like, you can switch it up. Like, you can make it into a sniper, I think is what I heard at point as well, right? So it's going to be crazy. Even with the AK, turning 74U, just make some crazy different loadouts. Some of these guys, J-God's going to have so much fun with that.
9.5-hour-long attachment video from J-God.
Oh, God. He's so excited about that. And I want to talk about the map aesthetics for a moment and, like, the layout. Is the rooftops, like the new ledge, how you can jump and then you can hang off the side of the ledge. That was a new thing that you can add into this game. You can jump from rooftop to rooftop, and like you can jump further than you think. And I found that out very quickly. Like I would get to an edge of a rooftop, and I was like, I wonder if I can make this jump. You can make the jump. You can make it across like the map. If there's tall buildings, you can make it across the map without ever having to touch on the ground. And I think for snipers, that is going to be their absolute playground.
Uma olhada aqui na live do bebê.
He's having a great time here. I mean, we've seen a lot, Clint, of the weapons so far, but surely a sniper.
Well, I heard Pomage too. Like I stepped up. I think it's when he was first walking
Ele rindo ali do cara.
rational to people, and he was like, "I'm going hard, bro."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "I'm going hard." I could just hear like the competitiveness in him.
He's
going hard. Right.
And this knockout game is not going very well for the red team right now. Pomage's team obviously winning this one. Again, secure the grab, the money bag, hold onto that bad boy. Oh, I forgot, friends. Here it comes.
Tem mobile também. Tô mostrando o play no mobile ali. 4 dedos. Gente, eu queria tanto jogar assim, desse jeito, no estilo 4 dedos. Pra mim é muito ruim.
Do you see the gloves?
Mas eu vou tentar fazer isso.
Professionals. True professionals.
Wait, I probably need to get this. I've been playing some COD Mobile, Diablo Immortal. Like I've been grinding more mobile games. I have my iPad and I'm loving it. Do I need to get little thumb?
É uma maneira mais pro play, né, de jogar.
Yeah, sometimes it gets a little bit slippery. I need thumb sleeves. What are they called? Thumb sleeves.
You're in the right place to ask about that. There is an army of professionals.
I'm looking into that. No, that's actually an issue. It's like it's a little bit slippery,
Tá bem tryhard, viu?
Hardpoint here, and obviously us coming from the esports side of things, we love hardpoint. Miles, we were talking about this morning. When there's a hardpoint and there's some elevation above it, you can dive into it, turn around, land on your belly, and absolutely fry. So, there are some movement mechanics for you speed demons out there if you want to make some plays.
Yeah, there's a lot of talks about the way slide works now, and of course the dolphin dive is back. I don't think we're not officially calling it a dolphin.
Tá falando sobre o dolphin dive,
the dive itself. I mean, it's a really fun mechanic. It's fast. We get to see some gameplay with it. I've actually been walking around talking to some of the sort of the CDL pros been like, hey guys, try to stop sliding, try to dive a bit more. Come on, Butters, show us the dive.
Show us the
dive.
Right out the window. Just dive out the window. Send it.
Olha a guria jogando, que fofa.
Diveable through. Like, that's the way the game is.
That's what Joe was kind of saying, right? Like, they've seen it so much in playtesting, and Nate goes into a window, like, everyone sends it out.
So, you think like all the exciting moments you're going to have. Oh, here we go. Butters is going to be sniping there. That's the... So
representatividade das meninas.
That's going to be one of the M4 platforms, and the snipe on the other side.
He's
and
we have the mechanic, look.
There we go. Testing things out, trying to find the sneakiest, fastest way across the map.
Yesterday. I couldn't. I was trying to see if I could break the slide.
No slide
Well, that works out. Yeah, look at her face. Ooh. She's just like going around, testing out the movement. Someone just runs right in front of her. That works out. Give me a freebie.
You know what I'm noticing on this map that I actually like a lot?
Nice brothers.
Not as many doors, I think, in general, is the overall vibe. I mean, most of the maps we've seen so far, quite small, very fast-paced. Again, Jeff talking about that, you've got a very distinct feel. So it's like the battle map is very large, way more intense action. Of course, there's like evasion stuff. 6v6 is a totally different flavor. I mean, that obviously excites us more than maybe it should most.
Oh, I mean, we love it, right? Like we're here
Jardels que tá aí ainda.
Try to win, be competitive, and
okay.
Another thing, we're seeing a lot of elevation on some of these maps too.
O Alexandre.
Snipers are gonna be in heaven.
Yeah, I think it's max 2 stories.
O que vocês estão
I
achando?
could be completely wrong there, but
Vocês gostam desse modo? Eu gosto. Eu joguei muito esse modo no...
No, I didn't.
I used it for a whole
COD Mobile.
It was so fun.
I think we were in the same game, too.
Yeah, I was in the back sniping the whole time.
I can't wait for the sort of like anime skins and stuff like that, my cute little stocks. Of course,
E esse é o modo que o Airinho usa pra treinar, né? Pra usar a arma e tal.
Oh, Dylan Price, speaking of handsome.
Oh, also something we haven't talked about yet is the way the perks work. I
love Ele treina nesse modo.
It reminds me of back in the day, the specialist. When as you get kills, you get more perks. As time goes on, you're gonna have 2 base perks. You can do whatever you want. As time goes on, you get another perk. As time goes on, you're
Que é
gonna
muito
get an ultimate
frenético, né?
perk as
Você
well.
mata,
So
mas também você morre muito rápido.
Completely new. They've redone it, and it's gonna be sweet.
Well, the reason I think I haven't really played it yet to deal with it too much to see like how vastly different it makes the gameplay, but I know for a lot of us, when you're playing like the multiplayer experience, I feel like you get a couple perks you like, and you just sort of pick those. They're your go-to. You don't really think about it, right? Like, you figure that out in the first couple days or weeks of playing the game. Those are your perks. Now it's like, I feel like there's more decision-making that goes into it, which I personally think is exciting. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be running, but it does feel like they were saying, what was it, the different type of classes they were trying to put? You have your rusher, kind of your more stealth type player, your sentinel. Like they want to, even if it's not like class-based per se, like they want to kind of funnel it with that behind the perks, right? I think that's pretty dope.
But you can also make your own, so you can create it, pick your own 2 perks, your next one, and your ultimate, so you can figure out what you want, and it's just nice having like a rewarding game, especially when you're frying, getting that extra perk.
It really does, change what you start off with a base 2.
Yeah.
You unlock one after a period of time. You get kills, you get points. The game progresses slowly. So no matter
Cara,
how
esse
you're
momento
playing,
de
you're going
mostrar
to get
gameplay é
perks
muito
eventually.
emocionante assim pra galera.
It's just really interesting again, and the perks are almost tiered. And again, Jeff and Joe will come on the desk later on.
Que é o que a gente tá esperando de fato,
But the
né?
idea that, like, the first 2 perks, they're fine. They sort of help out the gameplay. That mid-tier perk is way more sort of impactful. And that final perk, like, kind of like the super perk. That's not going to turn you into Captain America, but it is going to make you way more effective.
I kind of want to be Captain America.
We're spilling the beans right now. Taking Jeff and Joe's thunder.
Tão linda, meu Deus.
I mean, the wagon on that boy.
What?
There it is.
Right,
listen,
picture there.
Yeah, 2 million views on TikTok, something like that. It's impressive stuff.
That's what you're watching? In your free time, Quinn?
Yes, it might be. It might be.
Okay.
I'm watching them.
It's Brooke's TikTok, she's very creative.
This is a Search and Destroy, Call of Duty classic on Farm 18.
This looks cool.
This is one of the maps that we saw in an Intel drop not too long ago. Ooh, let's go. This is simply spectating Ash Sanders.
Yeah, hip fire.
And of course, we're talking about like 3-lane maps. This is one of those maps that felt like a very good hybrid 3-lane map that does really, really well when it comes to a game mode like Search and Destroy. Like you have your traditional outer lanes, and they have their hidden corners, and they have their ways, and then that middle is just pure chaos. It's kind of like a little bit of like it reminds me of like a paintball range with all the walls and the corners that there are. So this is probably one of my favorite maps that we are playing right now in the beta testing. And as you can see, everybody is having so much fun on it. I mean, 4 and 5, everybody's doing pretty okay. It's a close game.
Yeah.
Aiden has 14 kills. I just saw the kill board. He's on the other team.
Mason just realized he's on the stream, though. He's ready to get nasty. He's going in.
Oh, he's fully loaded. Look at the bottom. He's got all his
Muito bom,
He
muito
is
bom.
perked up, quite literally.
Come on, Mason. Show me something
Vai
special.
continuar impressionando, né?
He's
Esse
flying.
novo...
Oh, wow. That's
O MW2 vai impressionar,
That's the
galera.
Fennec. I was loving that one yesterday.
That thing turned.
That's an OG
O
weapon.
multiplayer dele tá
He had
muito
people
bom.
in a super close range, but Pornyhoff just gave him the business.
Smoked him.
Nice try, Mason. We still love you.
Huracan OP. Is that what you're saying? Hurricane?
It's such a different look. Like when we're spectating these players and they're having gunfights, stuff like the way the player animations are, the sound effects, like the game has just been. Like it's everything we liked about MW19, all the stuff that was already there existing, and they've just been. I mean, it's Salt Bay right on top, just hammering away, sweet seasoning top to bottom,
Well,
and it was a close game, and now it's done.
He looked very sneaky, and then he was just evaporated.
I gotta say, the bunny hop is back in full force.
Oh, yeah. Man, the bunny
Ainda não
hop
falaram
is
sobre a FOV,
clean.
né? Mas eu acho que vai ser otimizado para jogar com FOV.
Bunny hopping all day. We got Myth on the screen here. What's he using? M4, I think.
Again, looking at these weapons, you know it's an M4, but the configuration he has.
I was using the bigger sight, the double. I forget the name of it. But I like the extra zoom.
And of course, kill streaks. Cruise missile back. A lot of fan favorites, Clint. I mean, everything you would expect from a Modern Warfare game is there.
We get to see one. Ah, that'll connect. Myth able to hit it. He's vibing right now. But it's crazy. Like, yeah, bottom right, you were kind of mentioning like how different the guns will look. Like, the same type of gun is based on the attachments that it has. It's wild.
There's also in-game settings where you can make your gun a little more narrow, a bit wider, further away. I mean, there's options, you know, just create that sort of visual. Look, you want the game to be as appealing as possible for you. Maybe you don't want the gun to be so big to obscure the view. Maybe you're one of those players
of settings personally. Like,
There's
give me the option to tweak it how I want, right?
There's a lot of settings in this game.
I'm gonna get lost in that for the entire first day, probably.
Once campaign hits, I'll spend about 3.5 hours messing with settings and then getting that first mission.
When I see Courage on a 5-string, that pop up at the top of the screen, it might have. Courage might be popping off. Oh, well, he just died there, so take it back.
Ooh.
Come on, Swag.
Swag's dialed.
Oh, Swag.
Ah!
Bora, Swag.
Yeah, this sub looks like it's dominant.
Also, all the sounds and everything when you level up guns.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is there. I mean,
I wish everyone could experience just this environment, though. Like, as much as we're enjoying the gameplay and stuff, and how cool it's been. Because, like, a lot of these content creators, like, they're friends or they're familiar with each other. They play games online. But, like, it's not often you get them all in one place like this. It has just been a vibe. Seeing everybody going up, some meeting for the first time. Like, I know Iceman and Isaac, we have interacted so many times on social. I've never met him in person, dude. We hugged for a solid 30 seconds. It was beautiful.
And it just shows like how hyped people get for Call of Duty. I was telling you, I was like, I can't believe I still get this amped for Call of Duty after over 10 years.
I don't think many things like bring everybody together like this.
Yeah.
It is it's special.
The beta starts tomorrow, in case you've been living under a rock, or if you've just joined the stream.
Yeah, one of the two.
One of the two. There's no in between. User interface has been completely changed as well. Dead silence available on that lower right-hand side. Just a lot more sort of clean changes. Of course, the menu system, which you might not have seen here on the main COD Next stream, but individual streamers seeing them going through weapon loadout, seeing the operators there. So many cool changes. A lot more of a streamlined experience. It's sexy. That's not a lot of ways to describe it.
Fica a galera monitorando eles, né, atrás. Eles estão jogando e tem uma galera que fica olhando, monitorando.
Right in front of your face, you know exactly what's there, digestible, and that's what you need. It's such a fast-paced
Ela aparecendo na tela do Swag.
I also quite enjoy that like it doesn't obscure too much of the in-game screen. So if I'm hitting pause, I'm checking stuff out, I still have some kind of like situational awareness of an in-game.
Yeah.
And I will say in terms of balance of like ARs and SMGs, of course, this is all of our like our first peeks into it, but they've looked pretty balanced so far. Like the SMGs have been absolutely disgusting up close.
Eu imagino o quanto essa galera que tá aí tá nervosa, o quanto essa galera tá ansiosa e nervosa, querendo mostrar o melhor para o seu público, querendo tirar o máximo possível da gameplay.
I love that
porque eles dependem disso, né? O trabalho deles dependem disso.
Yeah, and I think everyone appreciates a little bit of variety. Like
well, that's quite literally what this game is, because you could change your gun up to whatever you want, right? So
well, in a way, yeah. But like, I think to Ali's point, like, there seems to be a little more separation between your SMGs
like I haven't seen the do-it-all gun just yet.
No, I mean, we saw Aiden, of course, on the Mountain Dew green carpet, like, I want a broken shotgun. And I'm sure he can make it, but broken, we'll find out what that really means. Of course, as the game
like
develops. He wants a sawn-off that kills people across map, that makes them move real fast. I mean, hey, who knows? Gunsmith is crazy. 2.0 even crazier.
Well, I mean,
we'll see if he can do it.
Wild. I mean, no matter how much work has gone into this, we've got the nerds in the building, and this is where if anyone's going to test some stuff, find finds some, you know, weird combination that turns a shotgun into a sniper. This is the crew that's going to do it.
We've only scratched the surface.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've touched it for 20 minutes.
Of what people are going to do with this gun.
That's just not enough, is it, Miles?
Not enough.
No idea what these guys are going to come up with, but it's going to be crazy.
I need a good sort of 2 to 3 hours to really
look at Chef Tony.
E a galera comentando, né?
One of the
Os guris
most famous
jogam.
Italian men in the world. Makes a mean Stromboli. We love him.
Metal boots on the building. It's got the M4.
Metal boots.
He's going to run this class setup from now until the next 2 years.
We're talking about it can be great to mess around with guns.
Oh, Chris Crowder. Listen, I'm not sure what's going on here. Chris has been growing some sort of beard that's happening for the first time.
Que eles estão jogando uns contra os
he's
outros,
usually very babyface. Now he's kind of going for some sort of supermodel type thing, or maybe like being a rapper, singer. I'm not sure.
He's a handsome
He really is. He really is.
A tiny little bit of a user interface there. If you hold a circle, whatever your sort of crouch button is when you're on a ladder, you can fast slide down it. So it's getting spicy and fun.
He's on his feet.
He's on his feet.
The Gouch.
Oh, man.
Então essa é a gameplay do MW2, né?
Iron sights here, kind of clean.
Well, I think this is great too for
Vamos
a
lá,
lot of,
MW2.
people like,
Não
you saw
decepciona.
Zenny, you know, you saw Crowder, for those
Tá
who
todo
don't know,
mundo
they work on the
hypado por
CDL
esse
side,
jogo,
you know, they're
velho.
really in the midst of stuff
Até eu
during
que
the
não vou
season.
jogar, tô
They don't get to
hypada.
come to stuff like this that
Vou
often.
ver o Iron
And see all these
jogar, né?
content
Vou ver o
creators,
Iron
I
jogar.
imagine they're in heaven. I've seen some of the tweets, just having a blast, meeting a lot of different people.
So as far as streaks goes, we haven't seen a whole lot. Obviously, cruise missiles there, counter UAV, a classic. VTOL is going to be back. You know, everything. I mean, the Juggernaut is I think it's the final one, and it looks crazy. And whoever that AFK player was, get a grip. You are live at COD next. But yeah, there's a ton of cool stuff, and I mean, we're seeing Wilson's in there as well.
That's what I was gonna say. I love that.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Chopper Gunner's back. I mean, it's called. I think it's called Air Support now, but it's it's an AC-130. You know what I'm talking about, friends.
There's a chopper gunner here as well.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be seeing it all.
Yeah, Miles, like, if we play against each other later today, when we get the free play, I'm getting a chopper.
I think I'm actually locked on this desk all day. I would love to play more.
after the stream's over, I think we can play more.
Yeah, I think we once the curtains go down, we're gonna dive on. Can you hear the chain?
Yeah, that's how I visualize like your ankle's just tied to the desk.
They can wheel me in the chair, but it's hard to get down the stairs. Here we go, another crew.
Breadman.
Ah, eu adorei o chapeuzinho rosa. Que legal. É o Breadman.
He killed Nick Merckx.
All right, we're gonna see the light. So this is the air support we were saying.
Yeah, this is it's kind of like
Não, é o Breadman. Eles estão lutando entre si, eles.
Or it's a custom one.
Wait a minute.
Massa,
longer range, maybe? But that looks like the Fennec. Yeah, that's the Fennec Iron Sight.
That boy don't recoil.
What?
All right, Breadman's already found a winner.
Yeah, Bread's got
Oh my god!
It does recoil, but it like doesn't.
But he's holding that thing down though.
Yeah,
But,
he's-
all right.
He's on mouse, obviously recoil, long range. You can manage that more, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot. He's just putting them down.
Yeah, cameraman, get in there real close. Show me the hands. Show me the hands. Oh, gun him.
So we played this map yesterday in the 3P mode. That was a lot of fun.
Museum, yeah, this is a lot of fun. We saw a top down of this.
Contigo, tá tudo bem?
There we go.
Ei, amor, tá massa a live, né?
So sad.
That sounds scary though. You hear that? That better be on my team.
I mean, he is one of the better aimers I've seen, though. Like, a lot of the tournament stuff, when you're talking about mouse and keyboard players, like, he is absolutely nuts with it. So, not surprised to see him finding some wins in the long-range battles, but...
I gotta see his recoil control.
So what do you guys think about all these maps so far?
Os caras estão jogando em live, né, véi?
Honestly,
yeah, it doesn't look like he's pulling out a
Deixa eu
whole
ver
lot.
aqui a live de alguém aqui.
Honestly, this is Museum. Nice big central area, essentially 3 lanes. I mean, there's a second story. We're about to go up there now. This is where Breadman is. It's nice, man. We've got some decent lines of sight. Snipers are going to have a lot of fun here. We played Hardpoint on this map. We played Prisoner Rescue. Courage and I clutched up big time last night in like a 2v5. I had the Prisoner on my back. I was sprinting. And I can hear Jack picking up 3-4 kills. Let's go, baby!
Caramba, tá todo mundo hypado.
I'd be that guy on the team, too. I'd be carrying. Yeah.
It was great. It was really great. We had a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool, you know, the opening breaks and stuff. Like
he's on a 15 streak, by the way.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he was frying.
He's literally annihilating the lobby. Yeah, let's stick with him. He's on 15 in a row. Another crew's coming in. Bang!
This is the Elgato replay of how this all started.
Oh, he gets 2 again. Just ripping them.
It's the same 2 people. No, it's this guy. Oh, it's a replay.
Oh, is it? I was about to say. He was on 15 in a row. I thought he got another one. I thought he wrapped his streaks.
It's all good.
Oh, dude, I basically just pulled a symphony, dude, when he was casting the pregame lobby.
Oh, and it was
I thought he earned another one.
Glorious.
Well, last thing I saw was 15 streak. I was fired up for my guy.
So he put a. Oh, so is it? It's M4. His just sounds crazy. I think it's the dubbing of the audio.
It might be a stream, but either way,
it's a stream.
Quem é esses dois assistindo a minha live, esses quatro? Sejam bem-vindos, tá, gente? Obrigada.
He's already at his second tier of perks, which I think was Spotter. 19 kills. Let's go, Breadman. And of course, he's working his way towards that final perk here in this hardcore.
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
A galera tá mostrando mais a gameplay dele, né?
He is annihilating everyone.
20.
He's farming.
Yeah, he's literally farming.
Somebody kill Breadman.
Wait, do you guys see the movement though that I was talking about? Like how when you're moving, like your whole body, like it's different than other Call of Duty games. It's very hard to put into words, but once you get your hands on this game, like you can tell everything moves with you. Like usually the gun's fairly stationary, but like everything is moving with you at all times.
And you can see it, so that's
like you can see
esse
tipo de play. Eu já joguei muito
like jiggle peeking. Your hips,
no mobile, né? De ficar no lugar assim, ficar matando os caras de um ponto estratégico. É meio assim, é meio camperagem, né? Mas no multiplayer a gente perdoa.
You got to be a little careful. I mean, everyone's like Shakira out there throwing the hips around. You got to be very. I mean, it's the animation.
I've been compared to Shakira, yeah.
Don't doubt that. You got to look how smooth the animations can be, and it's been so much fun so far.
Outra guria.
Oh, is this what it looks like to be on the other side of the Breadman?
Yeah, that's what I was actually wondering.
Eu acho muito massa quando tem mulher assim jogando, porque é representatividade total pra mim.
I think that was Breadman.
That was Breadman.
Yep, I believe
that was Breadman.
He's got 25 kills.
He's got that thing locked down.
Squid, get out there and get him. Just go back in there.
I mean, this is going on the timeline for sure. Breadman's got clips for days.
I mean, Destroy's calling the streaks to the SAE above.
What have we got here?
We got a sniper.
I just think about, imagine loading in, like trying to check everything out, run some different guns, and Breadman's just up top.
Yeah, no, he just looked dialed in. I don't think he said a word. Hit it! Ah! ADS not quick enough there. Two posted up on the bridge, just shutting him down. But
so he has the pistol on Miles. Remember we were playing with it? We turned into a fully auto sub yesterday.
Yeah, thing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so of course, Gunsmith is ridiculous. 2.0.
Yeah.
You can turn your sidearm into something.
Tu é gaúcha, Bia? Não.
Não. I'm hanging on ledge.
Mas eu já passei muito tempo me envolvendo com pessoas do Sul, com pessoas que trabalhavam comigo, né? Então eu peguei algumas gírias. Mas tipo, tu acha que o jeito que eu falo lembra realmente de quem é do Sul? Um pouquinho eu entendo, por questão de gírias, né? Mas acho que tem a ver com isso, porque eu trabalhei muito tempo com a galera que é do Sul. Trabalhei no hard rock, né? Então tinha muita gente de todo lugar do mundo. Todo lugar do Brasil, principalmente. Tinha muita gente do Sul. Então é isso. Aqui em Fortaleza, poucas pessoas têm realmente o sotaque daqui, entendeu? Sotaque. Não sei, a gente não tem sotaque, eu acho. Tanto assim. Acho que o nosso S é carregado um pouco. O S. Só isso, eu acho.
Really liking the sounds of these guns. I'm liking the way the crosshairs look. Like this is something I cannot wait to get. Oh, hello.
Breadman just got a 3-piece and then Isaac followed.
Ai, às vezes a gente fala meio tipo, a gente meio que corta o R das coisas um pouquinho. O R também fica aparecendo.
That could be the portable radar.
That might, yeah.
So that little bad boy kind of gives you sort of a local sort of UAV, but the radius isn't obviously great. But
tu é gaúcho, né? Olha aí, um gaúcho. Eu trabalhei com uma moça que morava em Gramado, a Manu. Cara, eu passava o dia inteiro com a Manu e tudo que ela falava, assim, o jeito que ela falava era tão bonito e, sei lá, foi pegando ali. Aqui em Fortaleza a gente não tem tanto, sabe, essa coisa do... A gente não tem muito sotaque, a gente tem gírias, né? Gírias diferentes.
Look how different this POV seems versus like the sniper POV.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're moving.
You're going.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Eles vão mostrar muito mais aqui dessa gameplay, né? Porque a galera tá esperando muito essa parte de gameplay. Eu tô achando parecida com o que já existia, né? Bem... Tô reconhecendo bastante a gameplay, principalmente porque a M4. Eu moro a 1 hora de Gramado. Pertinho de Gramado, né? Tu mora onde? Moro de Gramado, Tu vive em Gramado, né? Então deve passar as férias indo pra Gramado.
There's an underground passageway where one of the flags are, and like I didn't even know you could go down there. Like I had to wrap the entire
Trabalhava para uma marca que tem restaurante em Gramado, que tem hotéis, vai ter hotel também.
And I think a lot of these creators are expecting, and that's why we're going to see possibly a lot more assassinations.
Conhece a marca Rajok? Eu e o Iron trabalhávamos para eles.
Literally nowhere.
Crowder is locked in. And that is the power of the Fennec. That player didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, he's in the perfect area to use this weapon. It's like going out, getting peeks, close range combat.
Caxias do Sul, ela falava muito dessa cidade, ela falava bastante. Só que ela é de Gramado mesmo, Manu.
UAVs and all sorts of kill streaks coming up. No one's I don't think it was going too crazy with any of the.
É muito lindo o lugar onde tu mora. Eu tenho vontade de morar em Gramado. O custo de vida é caro?
I wonder if we're going to see any more today.
É como é o custo de vida aí?
I can imagine. I mean, this is the chance to test every run through, try different weapons.
Eu quero ver Dolphin Dive.
As much as I say that, we know how a lot of these people are. They're going for crazy clips. They want to drop bombs. They want to have high kill games. So some are going to find stuff they like, little combination they feel comfortable with, and they're going to send it. But Crowder, yeah, he's in the mix right now. Movement, I mean, he seems pretty comfortable so far. Just with little hop chows.
Virar pra comer fundi, café colonial. Conheço esse Rajok.
He's loving this class setup. He switched it up from last time.
So one of the big things I mean before the show started, I walked around and talked to as many of the streamers as I possibly could.
Gramado é caro sim, bem caro.
How you feeling about this? And almost every single one of them said, I'm really struggling not to slide.
Tem que separar uma grana legal, né? Uns 10k pra ir pra Gramado.
From MW19 all the way through to Warzone, when you know we're on Caldera. It's not the same. It's not the same.
I can say that just from
all the Warzone I
played, like it's gonna take like my hand, just the muscle memory of it. Like I'm just so, I've been slide canceling now for years across the map. It's just gonna take a little getting used to, 100%. Yeah, but I do think my hands are gonna be very happy though. I'm not having to do that constantly across the map.
Yeah, if you try to slide around now, you might even be slower than just sprinting.
Honestly, yeah. That's how it looks.
Again, it's how you use it. Is the dive is a really great mechanic for escaping.
Vai
the
ter
slide
ainda
gets you in different positions.
I like the leave with my head, you know, the ball head. So I think the diving thing's gonna be good for me. Just like a bowling ball, you know, Miles? Just sending it through a door, sitting it through a window. Maybe diving into someone. You think I can knock somebody out that way?
I wonder if there's an attachment for you.
You? Yeah.
Like a unicorn type
bayonet or something.
Yeah, bayonet on my head. Okay, that sounds sick though. Honestly,
hold on.
If the devs are listening, let's think about that a little bit.
A bayonet dive kill.
Oh my God, I want that immediately.
Eu quero ver mais do evento. Eu queria, sei lá. Eu quero ver mais. Eu quero ver o Warzone 2 agora.
Isaac. Oh, quick swap again. That is his sidearm. That's his pistol. Again, the range on that bad boy isn't going to be all that crazy, but you know it's going to rip.
Porque o Warzone 2 é gratuito, então eu vou poder jogar, né? Mas é muito bonito lá, Bia. Vale a pena, parece outro país. É, cara, eu tô tentando levar o Iron pra lá, mas ele é complicado. O Iron não gosta de viajar. É muito difícil ele, tipo, tirar os pés dele mesmo e dizer, ó, vou viajar. Primeiro porque ele não gosta de ficar longe do computador, não gosta de ficar longe daqui do trabalho dele, entendeu?
Sniping his back, friends.
Depois que ele não gosta de gastar. O Iron tem uma dificuldade enorme pra gastar.
That bread was popping off. Destroys up there frying. He's got double the score of everybody in the lobby.
Não gosta.
All right.
Acho que ninguém gosta, né? A gente faz o que a gente precisa.
Oh man, through the door with the pistol. A lot of windows on that map as well. A lot of glass above those door frames. I found on
eu queria estar lá, sabe? Nesse evento, queria
opening breaks and stuff. A lot of sweet nade spots already. Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. A little peek at the menu here now as well, of course, while Isaac gets ready to get into his next game.
Airinho caseiro. Ah, meu filho, demais.
So much in Modern Warfare 2. We're almost actually ready to keep the show running. Jess, you're down there with Zuma. Tell us how Tommy's doing.
Miles, that's right, I am right here with Zuma, Tommy Properato himself. So, I mean, you have now had your first taste of Modern Warfare 2 here at COD Next. What did you think?
Oh, it's incredible. The game feels super smooth. The gunplay is awesome. I like the time to kill, and the maps are dope.
Olha, ele gostou da gameplay, gostou do tempo de para matar, né? O time to kill.
So there's so much to talk about, you know, new modes, new maps, changes to the gunsmith. But what really stands out to you? Like, what are you excited about?
O que chamou mais atenção para ele? O que deixou ele mais ansioso?
I heard them talking about ranked play, so you know I'm really excited for that.
Mas ele tá com a cara de, tipo, tanto faz a mesma coisa. Ele tá parecendo que, tá bom, gostei. Gostei da gameplay, gostei dos mapas. Ele tá parecendo assim, sabe?
And then, you know, real quick, with Modern Warfare 2 on the horizon, what does the year ahead look like for you?
Man, just a lot of shows, man, a lot of flanks, a lot of streams. I mean, the content's going to be pushing all year.
Ele vai fazer mais shows, mais streams pra galera, né? Ou seja, o que o cara tá ansioso realmente é pra fazer conteúdo sobre isso. Queria que o Arinho tivesse sido chamado pra esse evento. Ele tem bem mais alcance do Warzone do que alguns que estão. Mas não é sobre alcance. Não que eles merecem estar lá, gente.
It is now time to chat about an epic giveaway from our friends at Jack Links. Each Jack Links supply drop includes a brand
Só que quem tá lá tá mais ativo com o COD, entendeu? A galera que tá lá é muito ativa com o COD. Eles escolhem quem vai. Entendeu? Quem tá lá é porque é mais ativo, chama mais atenção em números, entendeu? Não que o Iron não mereça, o Iron merece, mas eles vão escolher os mais, entendeu? Vai chegar a hora do Iron, entendeu? Vai chegar.
If you see it, grab your phone and scan the QR code, following the prompts to qualify for entry. Tune in to Call of Duty Next. Squad up with Sasquatch and level up for the
É tanto que o Tony Boy nem foi chamado, só pra você ter ideia. Tony Boy não foi chamado. Sim, merecem sim, mas o Airinho merece também, na minha opinião. Merece, claro.
Scan that QR code and enter all your information for a chance to win. But it is my absolute honor and pleasure to be on the desk, of course, alongside Maven. But we also have Jeff and Joe on here to talk all things Modern Warfare 2.
Also,
of course, our multiplayer design directors here. And we're just going to get a bit nerdy, to be honest. You know, we're going to look at a bit of gameplay. I am so excited to talk about it, but Maven, I've got to ask you, what do you want to dive into first? We have the two guys that are going to answer a question.
Well, first off, by the way, you guys killed it in the opening of the show. Thank you. Know, it started real smooth. I'm sure nerves were going a little bit, but it was awesome to see. But I know we're going to have gameplay that's going to be popping up. We're going to chat through stuff, but I think one thing
Por exemplo, vai chegar a hora do Airinho, entendeu? O Airinho, ele quer comentar, ele gosta mais de comentar as coisas. Isso, eu acho que ele tem que ter paciência. Ele ficou muito chateado em questão de não ser chamado. Porém, a gente tenta entender. Né? Porque é muita gente, é um cenário muito grande, então não dá pra ir todo mundo. Então tem que ter paciência nesse caso, né? Most of the time we found people just find the three that they like and that's it. They kind of forget about the
I said that earlier, that's me.
I
find a few I like and like that's my class.
So we just wanted to come up with a system that was a little bit more engaging, and so we grouped them into 3 different categories. You get 2 to start with, and then you pick a third, and then you pick a fourth, and they're rewarded as you play.
Tem coisa que a gente nem imaginava.
You really like
how agora a gente tá podendo alcançar, sabe? Eu nunca pensei que eu fosse fazer
an announcer comes up and tells you what perk you got, and it kind of re-engages you with what's available, right? And they're earned through time and score, so eventually you'll get them, and you're not gonna it doesn't reset on death. It allowed us to kind of like create a couple more powerful perks and put them at the end, because you're not going to have them the whole match. And there's some interesting depth there where you can say, okay, UAVs are really powerful early match. Like there's different things you can do where you're kind of like, if you're one of those players who really wants to noodle, you're like, okay, I know these aren't in play yet.
Well,
I guess, listen, it's very different, but I'm also a big like RPG
se vão
guy, so I
gostar
like
do
the process of like
MW2, se vão gostar do
unlocking
Warzone
things
2,
and
porque tudo
earning
isso importa
things. It's just
tanto
like
pra ele,
at the core of who I am. So I
pra
dig
gente,
that,
na real,
just like
é o nosso
progression over the
trabalho, a
course
nossa
of one
vida,
single
né?
map. I think it's very cool.
Pra gente funcionar aqui, a gente precisa dar certo nisso aqui.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, and I guess we didn't touch on actually is the packages, right? From like, we're talking a lot about the theory crafting of
yeah.
But we actually have these defined packages. So early on, you just say, you know, I want this playstyle. I just grab this package and go. And then later on, you're like, okay, I like that, but I want to noodle a little bit. You can hop in and create your own packages.
You know, that kind of, it really, people can see that through the default loadouts. And
você vai proteger o cara.
Based on those kind of player
isso que eu
behaviors
queria
we were talking
ver,
about
como é que
earlier,
vai ser essa parte de
usually
você poder defender o
6 or 5
prisioneiro.
default loadouts, but we have 6 with this one.
Okay.
We found 2 for each
Você
behavior.
pega o cara e sai.
Those perk packages are already in there. And it's something different in this game. We actually allow you to attach a field upgrade within that, within each loadout. And so it's a little bit more micromanagey, but it felt to us that you're kind of more creating your class and your character for, you know, in that. So people in the beta should really try out those default loadouts because we put a lot of time into how those play.
Well, I'm curious in like playtesting, did you see like I'm sure everyone has a way they view themselves as a player. Like maybe you want to start as more of like a sentinel type. Did you see like as people got more comfortable with the game, like an evolution towards maybe a faster pace, or what did you notice when playtesting these different types of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall most of our players are rushers.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Depends on the circles you run, but you know, there are these other players, and we wanted to just make sure that we're supporting all of them. And so, some of the field upgrades can be more sentinel and trying to hold down positions. But that's why we added in the DDoS, like we said, to kind of just say, I've had enough. I want to pause all this stuff and make it go away. But we also leaned into creating game modes that can facilitate this kind of siege gameplay.
Now, we talk about the rushing players, right? But we also want to talk about the pacing, the movement, what it looks like, how it feels to be in-game. And when I got a chance to get on the sticks yesterday, something I noticed is it is a little bit slower paced, right? We're going to be sprinting round, not sliding round. And I think another thing I want to talk about is the dolphin dives. I've been diving down escalators, getting prone, looking at hard points, trying to figure out, can I see bomb site view array? Like, it's pretty incredible with the movement and how it feels. What was it like making that? What were the decisions behind that pushing forward? Because the feel of the game is huge.
Yeah, I think fluidity, and I mentioned it previously, is like really, really important, right? But we did make some small tweaks, right? Like slide has a little bit more of a hang up so that people aren't just sliding around the map, so that they're actually moving through spaces, checking corners, and kind of like pacing themselves.
Hello.
But the general movement of guns should be almost exactly the same. And Jeff and I regularly check in. We're like, okay, how are we doing? Like, let's look at last game, let's look at this game. And we try and be consistent in that regard, but there have been these small tweaks, and the dive is one of those tweaks. The ledge hang is one of those tweaks. And those will change how people move through a space, right? You won't throw yourself over a wall, you'll peek that wall first.
Yeah, I love the ledge hangs because, just testing out yesterday, being able to kind of ledge hang and really use it as intel as well. I think when it comes to multiplayer and competitive side, that's kind of where I'm at here, is being able in S&D, just being able to know where people are, give that intel to your team, peek that back down again, making sure you're not getting your dome ripped off by a sniper, of course, major stuff here, but and exciting that the fact that you can get your secondary weapon out and start to put a bit of damage in and help out there. So in terms of ledge hang, where did that come from? What was the idea behind it? Why is it so special to have it in the game?
To be honest, it came out of face planting too many times, parachuting in, just missing that ledge, and you're like, nope, that's frustrating. Let's fix that.
Well, we've all been there. Like, whether you've been playing Warzone, like you're trying to like hop and grab it, and you just like, it's like you want to hit the button to like activate the pull-up, but then you hit your shoot and you're like falling down. It can be so frustrating.
Yeah. So I mean, really, that's where it came from. But
yeah, it was also the high mantle too, right? Like late when we were developing Modern Warfare, and then Warzone started to come out. We had these walls and things. We ended up turning up the mantle height in Warzone.
Okay.
And it didn't feel as polished, but it allowed people to get over walls they otherwise couldn't. But like I said before, you kind of commit, and now you're like throw yourself over a wall and get shot as you make that transition. So the high mantle is definitely like get up, you can peek, or you can just double tap it and pull yourself over if you're in a hurry. It just adds that extra layer of like I can be a little bit smarter about how I move through the space.
That's a good note that we make all of the equipment, all of the movement, and all of these things for scalability, and we have to kind of check ourselves that everything we put here is going to show up in Warzone.
Well, now you've got this like metaverse of like there's so much.
It's a big kind of, like I was saying earlier, right?
It's
like
not hard, man. I'm sure.
It's like how do you add different things in and make sure it all stays in check and not mess up this ecosystem?
Well, it feels like I guess for me when I view it, well, what has been the one thing, at least for me, that really separates Call of Duty from a lot of other shooters? It's like it does feel so fluid, but like there's a limit to that too. You don't need to be an amoeba, like it's just like floating through the map. Like you want to be some realism to it, but like how can you add that realism and the ability to, I mean, think about, I don't know, 10 years ago, what you were able to do with just like interacting with the map and what it's come to now. I mean, it's insane how much it's changed.
We had to argue to get sprinting into, I think it was COD 4.
I'm sure.
We didn't have that, and so like just the evolution of
yeah, it's come a long ways. I played the very first one, so yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty special, and something else that's a bit special as well is the fact that we have all these content creators behind us doing a Gothic replay for you guys. It's actually Myth here on Prison Rescue. Just going to check this one out and see exactly what went down here. And Prison Rescue is going to be a really exciting one, of course, because you have to get that objective done. You need to go rescue the prisoner, and carrying them out is going to be huge because that icon does disappear. You know, how did it work with this prisoner, being able to put them in the game, knowing that somebody's going to have to run this prisoner back and extract them, and having that defense to be set up later on and have to completely and utterly change the game, go to that defensive mode? What was the kind of makings behind that?
So it was actually kind of a hard mode to make, and we went through all these different iterations, and we had these problems where we're like, hey, the modes around rescuing these prisoners, but people, they weren't able to, right? We're like, hey, do this heroic thing, and rounds just kept ending in elimination because it was so hard. And that's why we added the radar sweep that you get when you get the prisoner, and that's why we took the icon away when you pick the prisoner up. Because we were going through, and we tried with one prisoner, we tried with two right next to each other, we tried all these different iterations, and it took a while before everything kind of clicked. And you often, when you're making game modes, you don't really know. Like, some of them pretty quickly, you're like, oh, there it is. Yeah. But this one took a lot of work, a lot of finessing, and then we finally got it to where there is this balance, and we're seeing more hero moments. In that replay we saw, he actually, I think of that one, but while we were talking earlier, I saw him actually pick up the prisoner and take it all the way to extract and have that run, and that's what we wanted, that hero run. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like how crazy it's gotten. Like, I don't envy you guys at all. I mean, I do. You have great jobs, but like the fact that you have to think about like everything within this sandbox, like from when you're trying to make a new mode, like how is some new movement or anything going to affect Warzone? How's it going to affect Ground War Invasion? Like,
I think at every game you have that moment at the end of the previous one. You're like, okay, how do we squeeze more blood from the stone?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, but then you start iterating and trying different things, and you do kind of like, all of a sudden it's ballooned, and you're like, oh no, we have to cut stuff. We have too much.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, Joe, this is a pretty hard question, but just to kind of wrap things up here, you know, I think when you talk about Call of Duty, when you listen to feedback from players and different generations, they always talk about that nostalgic feeling that they get when they get on the game. What is it about Modern Warfare 2 this time around, this title in particular, do you think that is going to bring generations back, years to come, and say, look, Modern Warfare 2, excuse me, was my game, and this is why I want to play it year in, year out?
Yeah, you know, nostalgia is a weird thing, and I know from working on past games and people speaking so highly of these different things, and it's kind of where you're at in your world and your friends and things like that. And so for us, we can't really control that, but we try to lay out kind of, I don't know, for the lack of a better term, like you're kind of laying out a nice meal, and you're hoping that everyone enjoys it. And from all the systemic play with all of our equipment and all these different interactive systems, we're just hoping that fans find new and crazy ways to play the game. I don't know. What about you?
You just want it to be fun. I mean, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Because nostalgia, you got to probably tune some of it out. Like some stuff, that's tough.
You don't know what's going to come.
Tô esperando ainda a gameplay do
Warzone 2. I think one of our strengths though is that I run into people all the time.
Até as 4, eu vou ter
que
sair.
I'm a Warzone player. I'm a Plunder player. Like, you know, like I love TDM. I just play that. And so it's interesting that we're fortunate to be able to make all these different offerings so that people can come into our game and they're like, I love big war, vehicular combat. I'm going to ground war, right? And so I think that's an advantage that we have, that people can find their place, the thing they love, bring their friends in, and then years to come, they're like, I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah, a bunch of different experiences for sure. And I got to say, the fact that we haven't even really scratched the surface yet, you know, we're here at the reveal, we're seeing it for the first time. There's so many questions that we have as well. I want to know what some of the challenges have been for you guys to develop this game, to really get it to the point that it is now, where you are comfortable to show it to the world and reveal it. You know, what are some of the hardships been along the way in this ride?
You know, I think the big kind of elephant in the room is just, you know, a lot of this was made from people's homes, you know. You're looking at people's art and work that, you know, people in their home spaces is their living room.
Wild.
I work out of a shed in my backyard. Like, there's people in their mom's basement.
I bet it's a cool shed, though.
not really. But hot. You know, but the fact that we can get this done through, you know, millions of Zoom meetings and millions of kind of keeping everybody up to date and so many different studios, not just ours.
Tô triste porque eu tô achando que não vai aparecer agora a gameplay do Warzone 2.
On point and
tô só esperando acabar
pra
gente jogar.
It's been tricky.
Ah, eu não vou poder jogar agora, vou ter que ver o almoço. Vou jogar à noite, eu acho. Queria jogar agora contigo, porém já são 4 horas e o Airinho não almoçou nada, e nem eu. A gente não almoçou, então a gente vai ter que ver alguma coisa de questão de almoço e se alimentar, né?
They make these 66 type maps, they make these huge ground war maps, and they put it all together into this massive big map, and everything needs to sync. And so, all we can do is thank them and do our best to represent them.
I'm kind of curious, were there any positives for me from a creative standpoint with the fact everyone was in the office and everyone was kind of away? I almost feel like maybe that would lead to some interesting ideas. When everyone's maybe not in a room and maybe one idea kind of takes precedent, everyone's just kind of isolated a little bit more. I just wonder if there's any creative advantages there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were worried that kind of productivity would go down by living at home, but we just found that everyone was so passionate about making this game that they could either play a game or their PCs sitting there and they could make the game better. And they were consistently working way too much, and we're like, hey, calm down, we're good. Let's keep So I think that is a little bit of the fun part.
What I heard in some cases, productivity actually went up, which people didn't expect, and now people are downscaling offices. So I was kind of curious if you just have a lot of, I don't know, superstars kind of show up and put out some really amazing stuff.
Tá faltando ainda o Warzone 2.
We've just now been coming back in and getting that community in the office, and that has been a great way of kind of solidifying the game and getting people back in and feeling you don't get the big hoots and hollers when you're at home, right? So we get people in the office, we get them in the big pit, and we're all playing. You get that feedback loop of I made good stuff and someone's happy.
Look, drawing back the curtain a little bit, because when I think of how to handle a brand new game, a brand new title, bringing all these exciting factors to it, I'm thinking of bare bones, in your shed maybe, with a whiteboard, just writing things on, just brainstorming. What is that process like?
Mas eu tava esperando ver a gameplay do Warzone 2
behind this brand new game, putting those ideas down on paper.
How does it mobile, né, que é o que eu tô esperando muito. Ai, chegou, pode mobile.
I mean, one aspect we used was we tried to kind of break everything down as simply as possible.
Ai, gente, que foda, a gameplay do Warzone mobile.
If you imagine how many times a one-on-one interaction happens in multiplayer or in single player, what does that look like? They could just shoot each other, but it's what is in your loadout, what's in my loadout. It's almost it's like a card game where I use my flash and you use your smoke, and and so we really worked on how many permutations and how that can play out. And so we figured if we can get that to come and play out in a lot of different ways, we can make a really deeply replayable game, which should, make everyone really happy at the end of the day.
Nah, it seems like everyone's having a blast so far. I mean, this in general, it's got to be pretty special to see just this many content creators here, gas up, enjoying the game.
I mean, it's been absolutely incredible. Honestly, Jeff, Joe, thank you so much for being here, giving us all the insights, letting us nerd out a little bit, ask all the questions that we're dying to know. But I tell you what, it's about time right now to head on over to the main stage to talk a little bit more about COD Mobile. We've got Beef Mummy and Matt Lewis over there. Let's take it over to them and see what they have in store.
All right. Thank you so much, Lottie, and welcome back to the Command Center presented by Xfinity Rewards. And it's time to finally drop into some epic Warzone mobile gameplay. And joining me here, none other than Matt Lewis. I've been so excited to bring you into this stage. He is the Vice President of Product Management for mobile.
Thank you so much. I am super excited to be here today. We just have some awesome gameplay. We have some cool new surprises for you. So I'm just really looking forward to sharing this moment with you and with just the entire Call of Duty community.
I'm so excited. I'm just ready to get into action. And obviously things are just heating up over here. And it really is impressive what you've been able to pull off here. And watching someone play, it looks great. It feels great. It's as if it's running off a console, to be honest.
It's true.
How did you guys make this from the ground up?
Yeah, it's a great question. So one of our game pillars was what we call relentlessly Warzone. I like to think of it this way. There are a set of emotions and an overall gameplay quality, something that's felt when you play Warzone. And for us, you know, that's something, it's a product of these proprietary combat and movement systems, the Verdansk map, tons of vehicles, and some unique Warzone mechanics, things like the Gulag and in-game loadout drop. So you put all these together in a pot, mix them around, put some magic powder in there, and boom, Warzone. So games, they can try to match this recipe and they can spend a decade, you know, iterating and testing and trying this and that, but they're just not able to quite get there. So for us, being on the same technology, it means we don't have to tinker nearly as much. It's just an incredible advantage for us.
So how was the team able to do it and just really pull off everything that you've had here so far?
With tons of coffee.
Jogar com airinho. Ah, isso aqui eu posso jogar com airinho. O que vocês acham?
That's the truth. All the coffee in the world is how we're able to do it. No, you know, one of the things that I just love about this project, it's a really great mix of talent and experience.
Pra mim, acho que ele aceita isso
aqui. That concoction was what allowed us to have this kind of great end product. So for us, you know, there are 4 major studios who are working on Warzone Mobile. Activision Shanghai, Beanox, Digital Legends, and Solid State Studios. So our philosophy, it's been to mix together really amazing Call of Duty console and PC developers with some of the best mobile developers in the business.
Galera queria tanto Verdansk, né? De volta, vamos ter de volta, mas no mobile.
Is ultimately in this made for mobile, amazing, super polished mobile experience.
It's been so much fun watching all of these streamers today, and this game looks like a really great time. What is the best way for our viewers at home to guarantee they will be the first to drop in and play Call of Duty Warzone Mobile?
It's a great question. It's a great question. So for us, pre-registration is going to start today. We'll have a little bit more on that later. We're super excited. And if you're on Google Play, if you log on to the Google Play Store right now, you'll be able to start to pre-register. If you're on other platforms, please keep an eye out on all the social channels. We have the social channels live now, so follow, comment, all that kind of good stuff. And we're coming soon on the Apple App Store for pre-order. We have some incredible rewards. I'm going to talk about those maybe in a few minutes, but maybe for now, kick it over, check out some gameplay.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to go and pre-register for myself. I'm just so excited. But that brings an end to our coverage of Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
A gente não vê os caras jogando, não vê a cara deles, a gente vê só eles olhando assim pra baixo.
Before we do end all of these, we're going to try to see what kind of fun all these streamers are bringing it up over here, because we are taking up on the screen right now. I mean, this ends with us just trying to introduce the game, but obviously every one of us, we want to see the gameplay. We want to see everything that's happening here, and obviously I am with the best person to talk about everything that is happening here on your screen right now.
Oh man. So when I'm looking at this gameplay right now, for me, one of the things I love about Warzone is that vehicle play. The vehicle play, the movement, and the combat systems all tied together. I'm a thumb player. I can't do the claw myself, so when I see other thumb players, in particular on the vehicles, it's a soft spot for me. It just feels great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the players right now, even if you're not on mobile, you just see this map and you go back way back 2020, and you're just seeing this map Verdansk. It's just you're basically having a little bit of a throwback from when you used to play this map, and you get to play it here on mobile. And so I feel like it's just so exciting to finally see this map back into life, and really, we're just ready to play. I know, yes, we're in alpha right now, but I played the game yesterday. It feels amazing.
100%. I think you nailed it. I think the team is really, really, really happy with where we are. If we think of the development process, we typically think about 4 stages, and we're in the 2nd stage right now, where we're live to some amount of people in our alpha, and we're going to be entering a beta shortly. So for people who are interested in getting their hands on the game, the best way to do that, to pre-register now, follow all of the channels on social. There'll be some great updates there. And we just have loads of improvements, loads of surprises too. We just have some super cool stuff coming in. New features, maybe some new gameplay. Gunsmith is looking absolutely incredible. I think players who are familiar with it, they're just not going to believe what we have coming out with soon.
And as you can see over here, we definitely have streamers that you're very aware of already, just logging in, checking out Warzone Mobile. and it looks and feels amazing. As you can see on your top left screen. We were talking about this beforehand, right? One of the POIs that we really love to talk about is Boneyard, because for me, in my experience in Boneyard, it's great. It has so many chests. You definitely can get a lot of money, but the moment that you drop in, you already know there's a bounty on your head, most likely.
Me too. Boneyard for me is my favorite. I'm a player. I like to equip two things. I always like two primaries for myself. A shotgun is a must, and I like my shotgun and my sniper. People make fun of me for it, but that's what I love. Boneyard allows me to do both those things. I tend to like to hide out myself in some of those little airplane shells, wait for unsuspecting people to come in, and, you know, sometimes I'm lucky and sometimes I'm not. But that's me, Boneyard all the way. The fun thing for me, too, we've been noticing some people, we've been noticing Bobby talk about this a little bit earlier, is, you know, being able to go back into some of those points of interest that you like, in particular ones that were former MP maps and previous Call of Duties. It's just one of the things that makes Warzone awesome. I know people were talking earlier like, oh my God, Superstore, Superstore, Superstore.
Oh yeah, speaking of Superstore, I mean, I like dropping in there because I feel like I'm going on a shopping spree, grocery shopping, all the weapons that you need on the ground, they're over there. You know, but the thing is, it's in the center of everything. You're in the middle of everything, so if you want to go and just go away into safety, you're going to have such a hard time because you're worrying about people up top. Airport is right there. Boneyard is right there as well. So I feel like for me, like since we're seeing Boneyard right now, it's kind of like a safe little spot because it's right off to the side, but you still get really good loot as well.
Totally, well said. And for me, one of the things I love about Verdansk as a player is there are these mix of different ranges. You have really close quarter, inside combat, things like Superstore. You have some long distance sniper areas. Some people I know like to go on top of dam and try to pick off some enemies. And then you have things that are great for AR, you know, that mix of ranges. So it really is kind of like, you know, choose your own adventure. How do you want to have that kind of gameplay?
Well, talking about the gameplay that we have right now, we definitely want to have a little bit of a look into the different streamers that we have, because obviously you can see here the duo. We got Hawks, we got Bobby Plays, and they're definitely really known in the scene, especially when it comes to mobile. And so it's really exciting to finally see these guys enjoy the game, because we've been talking about this for such a long time. And I really asked Bobby, are you going to be here in this event? I saw your invite. I wanted one as well, but obviously I sneaked into the COD Next event and was finally here, finally able to you know, see the alpha. But hey, since we're here, taking a look at what's going to happen here on the right side of your screen, you're taking a look at the map, and it's like, it's exactly what we saw in Warzone.
Totally, and it's getting to one of those end crunch periods. This is my favorite.
Bom, eu
the
imagino que
circle
depois
started
disso
to
vai vir a
close,
gameplay do
not yet
Warzone 2,
final
né?
circle, but it's definitely that time. You got to be a little bit strategic and smart about your choices. There is a penalty if you get a little bit too aggressive.
Tô nervosa com esse evento que eu tô falando errado.
And now speaking of being aggressive, it's like we were talking about it. It's really a matter of where you drop, because obviously the tier 5 loot zones, the tier 4 loot zones, you'll always have that risk, but obviously the reward is a little bit more high. I mean, especially if you're going to be dropping at the very ends of the map, at the very end sections of it, where...
Essa foi mais uma live da Bia Joga. Mais tarde tem mais, e logo vai ter novidades aqui no canal sobre COD WARZONE 2 e sobre COD Mobile 2. Eu acredito que talvez tenha novidades sobre MW2 também, né? Vamos ver aí se eu conseguir jogar o beta. Então é isso, um abraço para todos, beijo, falou!